Thank you so much. Into the pistol already, and already the P250 rattling down mid. forZe and G2 and Dust2. I'm Machine, he's Henry, and a big gathering, a conglomeration of Frenchmen towards long.
Now remember, we saw G2 and Dust2 yesterday. Their pistol approaches take long and then faking in towards B. They're going to change that up today. Heading in towards short, they got one flashbang remaining for that smoke down towards Xbox, so no real information given away. And here we go. It will be Jax to lead the charge. He had a great game yesterday, looking to open things up, but it's XE Power who's shutting them down. There's 2 headshots, and that's fantastic. FaceCrack has been tagged in off the fullback, but he has got a player in the pits to back him up.
Yeah, just playing for that retake for now. Letting the full HP players take the initial contact. It's going to be Jerry. Swinging up ramp, Amanek going to be distracted. As you can see, Flit starting to cast his attention up. And now already Shox and Amanek, they're continuing to deliver. A double kill for both of them. Just leaves one man. Almeza. This would be amazing, but I don't think it's going to be possible.
No, I don't think so. So there it is, G2 changing things up once again. This time the Xbox smoke waiting at the top of long. Might need to feel any CT aggression when the smoke was down. A couple of flashbangs in towards that A site and then hitting all the headshots required. XE Power did fight back somewhat, but at that point it was down to Shoxy and Amanek. Shox looked amazing yesterday. We have to say, the first 2 maps, he was unstoppable, Alex. Then it came down to Vertigo, and that's where G2 really dropped off. I really have G2 as the heavy favorites here. The map pool we have with Dust2 and Inferno, it feels like it should be a 2-0 for G2, but forZe have been very impressive. We know they've got talented players on a map like Dust2 as well. They certainly could shine.
I was kind of remiss that we didn't get to talk about the possibilities of G2 pulling out the same pistol on Dust2 as yesterday, because they did that long charge B fake.
Indeed. They did.
So naughty.
Yeah, so they usually just do a normal long take with the 2 smokes and the crossover, but they mix it up yesterday. Even faked us out. I was like, yeah, here we go, Alex, the one we've all been waiting for.
Standard pistol. And
I was like, oh, wait, the bomb's going down a B. And there's Amanek. Lovely shot from him. He'll get XE Power as the scout duel goes in favor of G2. Maybe the long one as well. Kenny S. He'll be using the Galil. He knows he's done damage there. The flashbang trying to retreat. Almeza will get back, and there's the grenade as they boost up towards the A sites here. So long control granted for G2. They've already got a 5-on-4. No one needs to commit for those mid doors. Jax needs to be very careful just to stay alive and keep information gathered for his teammates.
Yeah, Kenny's just trying to be as intimidating as possible. He's the only contact that the CTs have seen. Of course, that's about to change as they see all the nades flying in towards the site. Smoke's going to land, obscures the CT's vision, and Jerry's going to get caught through it. Flash from Kenny enables Shox and Lucky to find a way into the site. Lucky's not done there yet. I tell a lie. Flit catches him. Still, the numbers aren't there. Flit's trying to change that. That's the bomb down, Henry. This could get a bit awkward. Shox should be able to stabilize if he catches him in the smoke. And so G2 find their second.
Well, there we have it. They lose a couple of players, but it was against the forZe buy, so it's okay. It will be forZe now who will have to take pretty much a full eco at this stage. It's going to be 2-0 G2, and they can take their foot off the gas a little bit here, just up against the USPs and 1 Deagle of XE Power. They've got a couple of HGs. Yeah, smoke full cross, and they'll probably double nade long, I would imagine. That'd make the most sense. They probably won't send anyone B, the fact they bought a smoke. It's just to suggest there might be someone in there, and you have no idea because you have a lack of information. So there's 1 smoke towards middle. Jerry goes to B by himself, and the nade towards long will come through. They might be successful, you know, as well. They've beaten them. It's going to be Amanek leading the charge here. The MAC-10's doing great work towards long. First 2 kills, make it 4 of them. Coming very quickly indeed. And Jerry, like we said, he was towards B. Should be Shox to close things out here. A little bit awkward on the spray, but he gets the kill. That's all that matters, and 5 players stay alive.
So Amanek joining G2. Watching him play, he's not like necessarily the flashiest of players, but it does feel like there is a consistent delivery. He's been using the Scout, the MAC-10, all of the SMGs, all of the pistols. He does seem to be somewhat of an all-rounder in terms of impact.
I think you really hit the nail on the head there. He's certainly not the star player of this squad, but he's such a safe pair of hands on this team. I think he's been instrumental in their success. He's so consistent. I think he's a fantastic player, and he's been very good at this tournament. We'll see if he can keep it up. He will remain on the MAC-10 for now, and we'll see whether Kenny S can crack over long once more. Remember, they were rushing B relentlessly yesterday when they had momentum behind them, so they're going to keep up with that philosophy here, keep it fast-paced until it stops working. As FaceCrack, he'll be under pressure here towards the A bomb site, has to fall back. Full long control for G2 now. That's an idyllic start, and that's even better. That goes down his throat. XD Power, the orb, down to 54.
Yeah, that bounced straight off him, my goodness. Jax from lower. They are still leaning towards long. They want to keep the CTs guessing, and they are guessing. I mean, the fact that they've just re-smoked B shows how much they're doubting this early presence on long.
They just want to get up close and personal here, and FaceCrack's in a lot of trouble. He's stuck towards Gandalf. He will throw a nice smoke in, but the MAC-10s just want to get as close as possible. That smoke might allow them to do that. Here he comes, though. Needs to find a couple of kills here if he can. They're right in front of him, and down he goes. It is the MAC-10 up close that'll find the first, and they're going to have to boost that orb towards the side here. Misses the shot. That's got to be the end of the round here with Jax finding the second kill.
Yeah, Jax swinging from short. sure. They knew he would eventually show up, but he's not done there. Catches Jerry on retreat. They will try and save. Exapower, of course, catching that nade at the very start of the round. Flip keeping hold of his M4 as well. And so G2 yet to show face on the site that they loved oh so much yesterday on this very map. And all good in the hood, all 5 still standing.
So I'm interested to see if ShoxZe will be happy to keep rushing certain positions now and just using these Mac 10s. Well, to be fair, they've upgraded to M4s now. This is actually looking fantastic for them. But they know there's an AWP remaining on Power, and Flitz will have the M4 right now. So maybe a B rush next round, because it's unlikely the AWP would position himself there. But time will tell. As we get into the 4-0 situation, you got the 2 CTs cowering towards that B bomb site, and they're starting to send some manpower on this side of the map. But if ShoxZe gets taken down, it's likely the AWP is at the back of the platform, which he is. ShoxZe probably gets dropped here, and at that point, you're not going to challenge it again.
That's enough. Just getting a taste, confirmation, not a frag we can get comfortably. And comfort certainly present for the French to start this one off. A best of 3. And a big one, a spot in the Legend stage on the line. Now, reminder for those of you that didn't quite catch it yesterday, we saw G2 get oh so close to locking it in with an untarnished record versus Mouse Sports.
And to be fair, that kill ShoxZe just received isn't actually the end of the world, because it allows Kenny now to bring out the AWP without throwing a weapon away, essentially. So, silver lining, I suppose, as we get into another tight situation for forZe. They did not invest much into this one. They do get 5 7s and a deagle, and they'll boost the AWP towards lower B. I think this is a very predictable maneuver. ShoxZe should be aware of that, the AWP being up. We normally say that's the go-to when you're a little bit desperate with the AWP, but either way, it's a lovely shot from Power.
Huge.
And the bomb goes down there. It's a little bit sloppy. You can flash that from top of middle. You can really eradicate that when you know there's an AWP up.
Oh, and Power, he's just continuing to make it hurt. Kenny caught. Shox gone. 2 of the hard hitters eliminated. It is only pistols. Jax could overcome it if he's not ready for a second. Look at that. He's got knife out. Almeza, he's not going to check it either. You can just follow this one. Oh, actually, this could get awkward. If they're already out the doors, knives out. Almeza's only got the deagle. That shot, it was a freebie. Now it's going to be an awkward one. Does actually get the collateral. Both get cut down to size. Exapower's low to support, but they'll be rotating off of that. That's a whole lot of information for the CTs.
And they know they're going towards B at this stage. They are in a lot of trouble here, G2. A couple of players low HP. They've been isolated out of the long position. They're going to have to walk in towards B, where Flitz is waiting with the M4. I think he's sat behind the barrels right now, just trying to get a quick tap off as they commit. The trickle smoke will come out. Flashbang as well. And they're actually just going to be suggesting they're heading towards B. You can see 2 players heading towards lower. This is a great call.
Well.
Nice adjustment here from G2. I like this.
Yeah, Facecrack recovered an AWP from the corpse of Kenny and is trying to make it work, but now from behind they strike. That's not bad, actually.
Oh, this is great.
It's not going to way instead of pincer maneuver. It's a double pump. Now Aminek shows up in tunnels and Flit's gone.
Wow.
Nice work from Jax and G2. They make some incredible moves, decision-making on point to overcome a numbers disadvantage.
I didn't like the initial approach there. I thought that was a little bit sloppy from the lower B position. In fact, you've got the bomb there, and it's a pretty common boost, especially in this sort of scenario. But the fact they stuck the landing on that one, the recovery, the call, instead of it looked like they was going to go for a standard walk-in contact B, but they read that very well. They suggested they were, that smoke, the flash as well, and then going through middle, you could see how effective that was. CTs just couldn't hold on to the advantage they'd found, and it's Power. Luckily for forZe, will be saving the AWP here. It's going to be 5-0. G2 actually only lose 2 players there, so actually in the end it's not too bad at all. And here's you're probably going to find maybe one towards the tunnels here. That should be will they repeat? They will. They really want to get that all out of his hands. It's fine. They've got plenty of cash on the T side. Worth a go. Great shots there. 4 kills in total for Power. Saves the AWP. Can drop a weapon. Next round, not going to be required. Those teammates are absolutely fine. But he builds up the resources there. I dare say a double AWP setup could be on their agenda now.
Oh, that kill reward just makes those frags so irrelevant as well for Power's money. Like, sure, taking it away from G2, but what is it, 50 bucks? 100 bucks?
Yeah, it's not a 300. I think it's 100 bucks for the AWP.
My goodness. Conversation for another time. 5-0. forZe yet to get off the starting mark on this defense here. First map of our first series of our 3rd day here at the StarLadder Berlin Major.
You don't see that too often. Kenny S wasn't ready for the peak, and ShoxZe gets taken down. He dropped down to spawn there. 5-4, in-game leader down.
Power doing what Power does best.
Yeah, that's 5 kills in 2 rounds.
And audacious peaks, especially for a CT.
He's got to do that, I think, at this stage. He knows he has to carry these opening picks and find them some gaps, and that's exactly what he's done this round, so well played to him.
But we've seen G2 overcome the numbers disadvantage just the round prior, and it was admittedly against an awkward buy from forZe. Not the case this time. This one will be all the more difficult. Kenny hoping for a way in, a way to equalize. Just using that smoke, Jerry will cross back towards CT, keeping the numbers spread. CTs have chosen to hold A from long. It's often a choice you make, short or long, and you can see that the short control is being achieved by the French squad now. Molotov's deployed and line of sight held. It's going to be Amanek just a little late to the party, likely holding their backsides. 40 seconds.
40 seconds indeed. We know G2 have that A execution. We saw it a few times yesterday. And it looks to be the case now. They'll drop one player down and then flash over and try and make their way towards the bomb site here. We'll see if this is going to be effective once again. Players down towards CT spawn. No one jumping down as of yet, but Kenny S, he seems absolutely fine with this. The bomb will be planted. They've got everyone up high in a 4 versus 4. They've pulled it right back, and now it's an advantage for G2 at this stage.
Yeah, they played it perfectly. That flash just delaying FaceCrack's push through from CT. You can see him now, supported by his teammates. This could go very well for forZe. He's got to hit this frag, though. Lucky, how are you still alive? Now Jax can support, or can he? Shuts down by FaceCrack. Quick adjustment from him. Lucky, though, he's still standing so damn strong with 20 points of health. It's not stopping him from fragging. Exapower's in trouble from CT. He hits the flick. Why is he not dead? Amanek, he's fluffed his lines. Lucky will save the day with 4. But that was so surreal. How was Exapower still breathing after that?
Yeah, he must have just whiffed the shot completely. He was crouching, static, got hit with the AWP, and he fired what sounded like 20 bullets in his back. But no harm, no foul, Alex. That's the motto we use here.
No harm, no foul.
They win the round. He survived. The player went down. All is fine.
All is forgiven.
But Exapower, AWP once again. We'll see whether this is going to be an effective one. They take a tactical timeout here. They don't necessarily have the resources to do much with this, but they can bring out some SMGs, some pistols, and the AWP. He's getting opening picks. He's feeling confident. He's found one at lower. He's found on T-spawn. Maybe he goes towards B or long this time just to mix things up and keep approaching with a dynamic style.
Dynamic style is something that's going to pay dividends for forZe at the moment. It has been their own real shining light, is Exapower and his opening first bloods.
Now remember, G2 had this start yesterday against Mousewolf. They won the first half 11-4. It looked like it was an open shut case. It all collapsed in the second half on their CT side. So yeah, great start. They need to keep it up. And here's Amanek again, committed, unable to connect with the M4, and this is looking very good now for forZe. Will this be their first on the board?
That's a huge reminder as well. I completely slipped my mind, is that it was a battle of T-sides, wasn't it? G2 with double digits, Mouse the same. Nice work from Kenny. That's a quick one. Jumps to try and avoid a potential scope on that cross. Instead, gets the smoke on towards CT. That is going to get Exapower springing to life on the rotate. Lucky responsible for the long push. It would being the operative word. Jerry, I think with 2 HP, it's unlikely he's going to consider any CT aggression.
That smoke towards CT spawn certainly has sowed the seeds of doubt towards forZe. They've left the A side. They've essentially committed 3 players towards the B side now. Flit and Exapower towards CT spawn. It's the right call. They will be heading towards B, but look at the bomb. It's outside long right now. So they're going to try and get a couple of picks here. They're going to try and trade out. Then it'll be down to a clutch, presumably, from Lucky here, depending on how this goes. Missed shot. Is that their cue to get through? Not feeling it, actually. Just going to be falling back. Smoke through. Flash as well. Looks like Shoxy still fancies it.
Yeah, using that smoke to have that fight on the close corner. FaceCrack actually is going to arrive just as they clear it. That could be perfect. Catches Exapower in the doors. FaceCrack looking for a double. Shox was there. Flit catches him, and now that really does throw a spanner in the works. The bomb's not there, though. Lucky's been set up with a position to actually win a 1 versus 3. The only defender of A has got a fraction of health. It's Jerry, and he's gone. Now has time to plant.
He knows 2 players in towards B now. He can go for a proper long plant here if he so wishes. That's the one you want to see. This is the most OP plant you can bring in the game. So to defuse this, we want to get towards pit ideally, but to defuse this, you have to stand underneath and look at the bomb. You can't even look towards long. You just shoulder peek it. Oh, is he suggesting he's gone towards long?
Oh, one down. Flit's going to be pushing towards the ramp. The smoke actually may help, guys. His push. Lucky, he's playing this perfectly. Couldn't escape to play the afterplant safely, but willing to duel. Got a good understanding of where Flit's going to be coming from, but low HP. That hasn't stopped him in the rounds prior. Tiny. Catches a glimpse. It's quick from Flit. Needed to be.
Damn.
And now you get a good example of how you have to defuse that bomb. That is a strong plant, but not strong enough for Lucky.
If you can get that plant down and get to the pit, ideally, that's when you can really cause some damage there. That would have been great. He did a good job there. It was a 3 versus 1. It comes down to a 1 versus 1. He gets the bomb down. Unfortunately, it was a great shot from Flit to close things out there. Great awareness, nice patience, but still was a nice idea. The MP9 positioning towards B is what really shut that round down. Kenny didn't see it coming, and still came down to the 1v1. He's damaged his CT money, even though they've purchased into this round. They're absolutely fine going forward on the G2 side. Single AWP setup. Remember, they were running a double AWP setup on the T side yesterday. Shoxy and Kenny S, when they felt very strong, they were bringing that out to great success as well.
Love seeing the new names in this G2 roster deliver on such a big stage. Ooh, Kenny wants to challenge Exapower. The bullet not far off, but look how unfazed he is. Kenny S, the infamous AWPer, fires a shot in your general direction and he advances on it. Looking for Lucky. Oh, and that isn't far from luck. That's skill.
Yeah.
Quick catch.
XE is feeling it today. What a beast. Challenging every choke point he can and finding success. And Shoxy will commit towards CT spawn. Doesn't work out for him.
Ambitious, hoping he could just thread the needle, the gap in the CT lines of sight. This time not the case. Any re-smoke, they're trying to put pressure on B. It's not impossible. It's down to 2. First Jerry and FaceCrack. FaceCrack going to be aware of Jax entering into the site. Jerry's the one to get the call, but now Amanek, even through the smoke, got to find another if he wants to get into this site. He wants a chance at this round. FaceCrack's doing such a good job with the M4, and that's enough. Shuts down B. It's number 2 for forZe.
FaceCrack has been one of the star players of this tournament so far for forZe. He's been very impressive there with XE Power. These are the names that really jumped off the page for me. He's had some wonderful moments, I have to say.
We saw that Mac 10 forced by Ace on Nuke from FaceCrack. Right. That was absurd.
Yeah, so he managed to get in towards the upper side, kill 2 people with the Mac 10, get an M4, and then finish it out in true style, like pixel perfect precision.
Going outside, tapping heads, it was very impressive. And that's the kind of skill that this is the skill ceiling that is available to forZe. Unfortunately, not necessarily something you see in every round of play.
Well, finally now, forZe have some foundations. They've gone down 6-0, but now they've managed to get 2 rounds in a row, starting to whittle away at the G2 economy. They've got AK-47s on the CT side. They can bring out a double AWP setup if they so wish. And right now, looking to get their 3rd round on the board. Remember, Mousesport's only got 4 and managed to bring it back yesterday on Dust2 in this very similar sort of scenario of this, that G2 got off to a flying start and they started dropping off slowly but surely.
Yeah, and I think, you see that, Lucky looking remiss losing that clutch is evidence that G2 are taking every single round seriously.
FaceCrack not got a gun?
It does seem that way. There it is.
Okay, I was about to say, what's happened there?
Took him a while, but he found the Krieg.
Yeah.
Amanek being flashed in towards Long Pit. He was fully flashed. They don't have any info on him. Kenny and XE, this duel of the AWPers. Kenny's going to win the fight this time.
Kenny S on Dust2 against other top-tier AWPers. He normally wins the 1v1 duels. He won't necessarily get up the clutches, but he's very good at getting the picks.
What his number? Wow, Flip brave. Cast his eyes down mid despite Kenny firing off a shot earlier and catching his teammate. 2 down mid. It's actually Shox and Kenny. And Shox advancing into the crazy crosshair of FaceCrack. How does he win that?
Yeah, that's great stuff.
Body shots, no less. Shox down to 27, but the frags are there. 2 down for forZe. They're going to have to operate with 3 on this defense, and it's going to be brutal. He has to advance. Almeza, he knew he had to make the play, and that just was not enough. Locked out. Jerry's just trying to find a way in, and that should be enough to confirm the round.
I think you might be right there. forZe will have to sit back and wait for the next round as Flitz will try and stay alive. They're not going to happen. Very clean one there. We've got the double AWP setup on the T side again for G2 here. Shoxy and Kenny, and this is probably the only map it's viable on, the T7 bar train, perhaps, I suppose. But it does work out. It's a very loose map. You can play pretty much any way you like as long as you've got a coverage of all the map and watching the choke points for aggression. You're going in together with basic smokes. And you can see Kenny spotting the barrel there. Lovely pick on XE Power. Oh, didn't see it.
Caught him by surprise, feeling that one.
Oh, lucky he's got the long spawn. Does he take it at this stage? AK-47 and a tag through the door. FaceCrack down to 47. They are going to commit off this. One spotted. MP9's at the corner here. It's going to be difficult with the CTs to hold this one off, but they're segregating the T's at least.
They're desperately trying to save Lucky. They're like smoking the molly, but there's 2 of them. They can't save him. Funny. Sorry, man, you're gone. It's over.
We'll have to let you go this time.
Yeah, Jax, the Titanic theme tune starts playing.
But they did spot 3 towards long, so this is why I've got a quick call to make their way in, and Kenny, through his teammate, will take one down. Lucky actually tagged up Almeza there, so that actually works out quite nicely. And FaceCrack surely won't find multiple kills with the MP9. Good damage on the second, but still, it's going to be a 3 versus 2. Kenny fighting tooth and nail outside the B bomb site. A slight gap will enable XE Power to take him down. A chance now as they make their way towards the B side.
X's frag is the chance. He's got them away in. Kenny, he was about to have a shooting gallery on CT. If that smoke cleared, he had the line of sight, but XE Power finds that gap and he exploits it. Now crawling into tunnels, and he's got another one. Shox was not ready for that, and all onto Jax. He's been the hero for G2, but Jerry takes it away from him. That will be 3. Huge from forZe, huge from Exa Power.
Yes.
Not only is he opening rounds, now he's closing them.
He's got great awareness, this kid. Like, he was a very strong player, nice mechanics, and you could see that play towards the B tunnels. He's expecting shoxi to come, check the tunnels eventually, holds the angle. It could have cost him the round and no one comes there, but he's one step ahead of the opposition, takes that pick, and then at that point, one G2 player remaining in the open. Nothing could be done. That's a massive round for forZe to win. Haven't quite broken the money just yet, but they're on their way. 7-3 overall. First map of this best of 3. This is the pick of G2. There's the shot through his teammate. I'd rather you do a little bit of damage to me than in killing both of us, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, he's now on the CT side, and we do have a MAC-10 for Amanek as well. He seems to find so much success with that weapon.
He really does, and look at this, so brave, so brazen, charges through. Not deterred by the fact that Lucky got eliminated on this long spot. That's against a rifle. Full spray body shots with the MAC-10. Amanek, he's got that one down under lock and key, and the A site not under lock and key from Exa Power. Perhaps Jerry can step in. He did catch Lucky, but Shox has managed to eliminate them all. What are we missing? 3 quick taps of Shox.
We're busy elsewhere, Alex.
We're busy elsewhere, it seems.
Don't know why.
2 versus 1. FaceCrack's the last man standing, and Amanek still doing it. Long range with the MAC-10. Upgrades to the AWP to save into the next round, and the double AWP T side is back in business. So is shoxi. Hope we get to see that in the replay.
Double AWP setup, you're right. And the money at this point, forZe will find themselves at $3,000 on average, and a little bit less in some cases.
Here we are.
Here's Shox. What he missed? Oh, this is beautiful as well. We could have got very high for that, Alex. You could have been screaming. You could have been shouting. It would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, raising the decibel levels for sure.
P50s.
Yeah, not much in the bank. forZe. They've won crazier rounds than this, with less than this, but a fully bought up double AWP and 2 MAC-10s. I mean, G2, it does seem like they're one of the few teams to have their finger closest to the pulse of that economy and willing to pull those MAC-10s out.
It's kind of nuts how good they are with them. That long pick he just got on the round before, it was against armored player with a rifle, and he comes out and just absolutely destroys him at medium range of a MAC-10.
Yeah, well, I don't get it. And then he continues to fight from top mid towards Xbox and wins it.
Well, now they've confirmed the Rico here. You just want to see a nice, calm round here from G2. If they're against the pistols, that's going to force out a reaction, that pick. You can see them pushing off short now. This is the reaction now. forZe with a Deagle and a P250 in that position. G2 just have to wait at this stage, but Jax might find himself in trouble. Well, Kenny S is protecting him. Lovely stuff. Hold up again, still plenty of time. No one has to overcommit. They've got MAC-10s, they can send him first. Looks likely to be a B finish with 2 in the tunnels, and Jax looking towards middle. He needs to be careful. They can't afford to give up that AK, so he needs to make sure these MAC-10s are getting all the information before they commit.
Hasn't found FaceCrack yet. If FaceCrack's playing the waiting game,
position.
This is nice. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready for 2. Shox just a little late to the party, arrives from Tons and catches FaceCrack up to funny business. The $600 looks like a likelihood for Lucky. Almeiza's going to be the one to deliver it to him. And so 9-3. It's the first map of our first best of 3 for our 3rd day here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm Machine. He's Henry. I'm really anticipating a full 3-mapper here if forZe can kind of, wipe the sleep from their eyes in that second half.
They're a very good Inferno squad themselves, and G2 have been vetoing that tournament. I think against Mouse, they're the ones to veto Inferno yesterday. forZe playstyle on the CT side of Inferno, very aggressive. That's going to really sink their teeth in. You've got more opportunities to work like a unit and drop technical set pieces towards a banana area, for example, and set up your star players like XE Power. And I'm sure they'll show us what they're made of in the second map. Still a chance to come back on this one, though. Double AWP set up, MAC-10 and an AK. Love to see it. No defuse kits and no nades on the CT side.
Make something out of nothing. Wow, Jerry caught on the aggression. A quick scope from Shox.
They've got 1 minute 30 on the clock. CTs have 1 flashbang remaining in a 5-on-4. Someone has to step up here.
Oof. Yeah, that was what Jerry was trying to do.
Yeah.
He thought he could catch the timing on the retreating AWPer. Exa Power. He's won this fight versus Lucky before.
Amanek has just got them where he wants them as well, because he can keep using the MAC-10. There's 2 players without helmets right now, so he can just keep applying the pressure. It becomes so dangerous when you don't have the helmets and the MAC-10s are out. And we're getting to the 1 minute mark here. 1 player towards middle. That's going to be Jax. He's got through the middle doors. 2 players towards the B bomb site. That's FaceCrack. Now Almeiza. The former goes down to 31.
He tags him through the bricks. A quick flick on the jump from FaceCrack. My goodness. Still, the bomb far from committed. 3 towards that short side. Amanek once again with that MAC-10. Really, I mean, he's doing so much with this. Still, I imagine, top of the scoreboard. Yeah, 9 frags for him. He's keeping up. But they start their lean. 30 seconds. Time could become a factor if Flit had utility to slow them down here. Unfortunately, he does not.
Yeah, it's
gonna have to be bullets.
He knows he has to step up here. Nice position.
Like this. Back's turned. Gonna be able to catch Amanek. Has to swing for one more. Dad and Dim did dink Kenny. Where's that bomb? In the hands of Lucky. He's gonna be punching the digits with no real contention from the CTs. FaceCrack did get caught by Shox. He finished what he started with that quick flick earlier from doors. And just like that, the round should, being the operative word, over.
Yeah, lovely stuff from G2 there. Waiting for any opportunities. A player pushes towards long doors, and Shox had to go for a quick no-scope, but managed to hit the shot 5-on-4. And as we mentioned, there was no utility. They tried to react, they tried to push positions, but unfortunately, just getting picked off one by one. I like that jump up towards Gandalf, trying to have an off angle, something you wouldn't predict. I haven't actually seen anyone really hold that before. And gets one. Maybe could have got a couple more, but either way, trying to save the weapons at this point. Almeza under pressure from Shox. He's just running him with. Did he leave his AWP in tunnels?
He left his AWP to hunt him down.
That's so sick. What the absolute madman.
The
Running him with the
absolute
P250 towards B, left his AWP in tunnels. He's like, you know what, it's enough of that double AWP nonsense. We're going to go P250, I'll run in and kill him.
Yeah, I'm going shopping for an M4.
Okay,
BRB.
man, cool. I guess that's fine.
10-3, the scoreboard on your screens. You can see one man head and shoulders above the rest so far, 4 4s. That was Jerry's attempt to try and get the early numbers advantage. FaceCrack caught crossing back. And this is Shox with his third hunt. My God. I mean, the P250s from the French Jacks yesterday could have been the best round of Counter-Strike I've ever seen if he finished it. He got 4 in what was a 1 versus 5 pistol unarmored clutch. It was crazy. 1 versus 1 it came down to.
It's getting battered and bruised there. G2 have got him just where they'd like. Jax will be holding towards lower B, waiting for more reactions here. And he's probably taken down the MP9 here, to be honest. And indeed he will. Nice work from Jerry here. The sound cues might be on for a double. Not quite. Amanek there to reply. 4 versus 3. Once again, no utility at all. CTs have to keep pushing. And the timing works out there. Shox caught off guard. Haven't said that this game at all. So 3-on-3 now. Almeza gets a Molotov. M4 and buys some time here. Bombs.
Perfect Molotov.
Yeah, bombs at a very precarious spot.
forZe have just got under G2's nails. Now, continue to make things hurt. Amanek continuing to save G2. Almeza, he was right where he needed to be. Amanek returning from tunnels all the way towards T-Spawn. It's not over yet. Exapower's left in a 1 versus 3. Kenny uses the smoke to cross. Bomb is in Exapower's grasp just to the left of him. Kenny, Exapower thinks he's got the read on Amanek, but no. A third for him as he continues to keep G2 stable.
If he hits that shot, which it looked like he was going to, he had a real strong chance of winning that one. Exapower really is delivering on all fronts. He's trying to get in front of them, trying to hit the shots, and it's working, but unfortunately, too many players to find. And we get into the final round of the half here. Could they get the 4th round on the board? They do have a decent buy here. The AWP's back out. 4 rifles, one of which is the AUG, and no diffuse kits. 2 players without utility. Still going to be a rough round for them. They haven't really been able to get into this at all.
Yeah, locked out the CT side. As were Mouse Sports. See if they can find the 4th.
Just a default for now. 1 in tunnels, 1 outside long, 2 towards middle. And the bomb will make its way towards the B tunnels for now. B split has been very successful for G2 throughout this tournament. We'll see if they want to go with that again. They'll be lucky just watching for any sort of pushes, making sure they can't be flanked. We'll share a little bit of presence as well. He's still got a smoke and a flash as Amanek tries to work out there's Yorp at the back of B. Frozen a smoke, I don't think they'll be using that smoke, just trying to bait out utility, suggests they might be coming in.
He's more on 1 though. Amanek off on a solo mission for him, but that smoke he's thrown does give him a peek onto window. Love the procedures he has in place for B. But that's the corner that could exploit it. FaceCrack catches 1, looking for a 2nd as well. Goes for the upgrade. There is a crossfire established. Shox, he could go down here, but somehow he manages to overcome it. Gets the kill and half on Flit. Down to 46. What's the call now for G2? You've lost 2 players. You have to hit A. Jax is on the way into the crosshairs of Exapower, and that's enough. Lucky and Kenny, where can you go? What can you do? 38 seconds. Towards middle, there's a smoke towards CT. I don't know if there's going to be any fights for Flit that he can win here. He's going to have to try and play the survival game, wait for the cavalry to arrive. Almeza's going to be there. Not anymore. Deleted by Kenny. Now he goes aggressive. Flash over the wall. Flit should win this. Does so. Bombs loose. That was it. That was the frag to save the round for forZe and bring home number 4.
Well, there it is, 11-4 once again. G2 with an emphatic start on the T side of Dust2. It's Shoxy that's looking so powerful once again with the in-game calls and the fragging as well. 17 kills to his name. Can he keep it up? They dropped off yesterday. Find out after this break.
Back in business, 11-4 on the first map of this series. It's G2 versus forZe. 2 wins, 1 loss. The scores on the doors for both so far. Will G2 be able to close this one out in the way they couldn't in their Dust2 of yesterday? Our machine, he's Henry, and it has not been at a guarantee for G2 CT.
Should we call ourselves Henry and the Machine?
Oh, like a band.
Yeah.
Henry and the Machine.
Henry G and the Machine, what do you think?
I think Henry G and the Machine.
Or Henry and the Boy?
The Boy?
Yeah.
You know, I am an expert in bird law.
You got the reference. I appreciate it. If you did it too, let us know. Anyway, back into the second half here. There's going to be forZe on the T side. They've got 2 smokes, 2 flashes. It suggests to go for a long take. I think they're doing the same pistol G2 did yesterday. You can see 3 players long with smokes, and they've got the bomb and up a B. They're going to give them a taste of their own medicine. There's the 2 smokes. Oh, they've screwed them up. They've screwed it up, though.
No, but look, they've pulled Amanek and Kenny. They've pulled everyone towards A. There's only one. It's going to be Shox on B.
Fine.
And now pulling them up. Jaxie's even pushing up mid. FaceCrack's trying to sell this as best he can. Shox is the one. He's too damn smart. He's not falling for this one. The bomb's still there. They're desperately trying to commit. Lucky's not going to go down just yet. Amanek to the trade. 2 towards CT, but they back away. I think Shox has just realized there's no bomb. They have the sight. Towards middle they glance. But now into B they have managed to advance. Now Shox in trouble. Does get dinked, but he can fight back. Fire with fire. Takes the head off Almeza. Exa Power's gone too. Amanek is being the hero for G2. No surprises there. Runs out of bullets and health.
Yeah, tried to get a gun.
Info. They know Flit's coming. Shox is low though. The information's not going to get him the kill. Certainly not a guarantee. Willing to take that fight.
What's going on?
Flit's low and Flit does go down. Jax gets the frag. My goodness, that is a little frustrating, but
trying to keep it together, Alex.
12-4, going to be the score.
So G2 did win the pistol there. Let's break that one down. They did the exact same pistol G2 did yesterday. If you remember, we covered that. I didn't see those smokes before, just to know. They were really cool. Like, they actually had a solid cover. It looked like they were a little bit off. There'd be a gap. They were perfect. Amanek getting it done. Well read. It's quite audacious to do the exact same pistol your opposition did yesterday. Obviously, going to be aware of the possibility.
That's pretty badass.
But that's really cool from forZe even attempted. It didn't work out. They did a plan. They have to take an eco. G2 didn't win the pistol yesterday against Mousesports in the second half. So this is a better start already. They're up against a full eco pretty much here. So they're almost guaranteed 13-4. I say that with bated breath. Every time I say it, Alex, it seems that it always falls apart and something crazy happens. So let's see whether they can hold
Henry
on.
always says these rounds are impossible, but actually, with the P250s in this day and age...
I don't think people realize sometimes it's for entertainment.
Yeah, well, it's almost like it's your job.
Yeah.
To entertain. Let's see, though. Just the flash on Flit. They're going to try and get themselves a couple of those long-range P250 dinks. It's the FAMAS from Kenny that should have no worries. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Lovely stuff.
Taking the heads off.
Problem.
3 quick ones from Kenny. Lucky will finish it off. And no worries, no sweat, and no deaths for G2. Couple of pistol upgrades, but 13-4. They're now 3 away from getting the first in this series. And forZe, they're going to start running out of chances. This is a big one for them. Round 18. Looks like they are starting to get on the Krieg hype train as well. My goodness, 4 They are up against the quote-unquote bonus round, as it's previously been described. With MP9s being kept from the round prior, it does give them the heavy firepower advantage, but can they convert on that? Fast Molotov from Amanek will make his presence known on the site. Power hoping to catch one with this pre-aim. A double HE just tickling away at him. It's still enough for him to stand vigilant, start putting bullets through that smoke. Nothing to be caught. Almeza could be in trouble here, but no, quick to adjust. Jax's pre-fire did not get the reward he was hoping for. Versus 4. He wants to extend this lead, but Shox realizes he's going to have to step up to the plate, gets close quarters, he's looking to surprise, and that's an off angle that is not working out for him. However, Amanek, how does he keep doing this? He doesn't need a rifle. 2 with the UMP. Power and Flip, fortunately, do manage to keep forZe kicking, and actually poised to pick up their 5th. His back turn to Power, and that will be the 5th for forZe. But I have to will continue to throw praise towards Amanek. He did it in the pistol, he's done it the first half, he's done it yesterday. I feel like he's getting frags with everything but a rifle. He doesn't need it. Saving him in the pistol, saving him with the UMP.
He's fantastic with those SMGs. Like, he really does focus on them. I guess it's a great asset to have within your ranks because whenever the money's low, he can step up and perform with those weapons. So that's great stuff. That was the 3rd round buy from forZe there. They were saving up for that one. They took the eco on the 2nd round just so they could have the firepower in the 3rd. It works out for them, so they're back in the game at this point. Almeza makes his way out towards long. Smoke towards the corner. CT presence there, but they feel like they can't really challenge it. They'll probably fall back towards short at this point, try and just get that real estate and instead of trying to retake this one, they're going to lose that battle because of the range.
CTs are so grouped up. 2 tons, 3 short. And here comes the push. First one on the dropping block, but Shox is there for the trade. That's perfect. Shox just pick up that AK-47 and Jax. He's managed to find one with the Desert Eagle, but still. It's not bad, taking the weapons, taking the money, keeping them honest, but converting this into a round is all too tall of a task, one would assume. Almeza's going to be the first to try and get across. Do they have the smokes available? They do. It's on the Almeza and Power. No gaps, no problem. Shox is going to be tagged up. He doesn't have the Kevlar. The Molotov's not bad, though. Does force him to play awkwardly around the site. Almeza with the dunk on Kenny. Just one man. He's going to be scarping away to keep hold of that Kalashnikov. And we'll see ourselves another for forZe on this T side.
Yeah, good stuff. A little bit precarious at some points with the Deagle headshots being delivered. Shox will save the AK-47. They've got a strong buy coming up. The AWPs will be out for sure. They like a double AWP setup on the G2 side. They normally can't get it out too early on, but now they've got the money in a decent spot. Shox can drop an AK. Those will be the 2 names you'll see using the double AWPs on the CT side. If they want to go for it, they normally warm up into that setup, so might want to keep the money a little stronger at this stage of the game. Shox might be fine just using the AK. We will see, but it's forZe looking very sharp on their T side. It seems to be quite a T-sided affair in today's game on Dust2. It seems like you try and post as many as you can on the T side and you're dictating the pace throughout the game. Zexipar, Krieg in hand for now. I'm sure that will change going into the next round. He'll drop one of the Kriegs, I'd imagine, and bring out the sniper himself, knowing of the potential of Kenny coming into the next round.
Not the case, actually. Interesting that the odds are brought to you by GG.bet. You can see them on your screens favoring G2, and understandably so. Expectations relatively high for G2.
Yeah, like considering what happened yesterday,
yeah,
that's not bad. Power, just to note, 20 kills to his name. That 10's brought out for Jerry. That's a perfect purchase considering there's only 1 player with a helmet on the CT side, so G2 needs to be very aware of that prospect. Looking towards the middle area, Xbox Smoke seem to have failed that.
It's a whole fun dynamic now. You know, the idea is that CT's kind of fell into this trap of feeling like you could always get away with not buying a helmet. Well, now MAC-10s are coming out and they're being used, not this time, very well. Jerry's caught. Shox is doing a fantastic job to slow down this B push. He hasn't even had to have his teammates show up yet. Now he swings, and now problems starting to arise. Amanek and Shox gone. Kenny doesn't hit the shot, not far off. The bomb can go down now as the smokes and mollies do plume.
Well then, they've got no kits. And AWP, they've got a bit of time now to just explore their options. They've got 2 players towards tunnel, so I'm going to assume they'll go for this one. The smoke to block out any vision from that tunnel position. Kenny waiting outside. Everyone seems to be focused towards the doors and the window right now. Nice boost to look over the smoke. FaceCrack's
playing that standard box. I'm surprised there's not more of a attention being put towards that box. FaceCrack's going to use it perfectly. He actually takes the boost away from Lucky, and he descends as well. Jack's gone. hunting Kenny S now, trying to keep hold of that AWP, charges towards lower tons as he realizes that the top mid just would not have worked. This is going to be very close. I don't think he's going to have it. No. Oh, gets the no-scope before FaceCrack finds him.
Oh, I thought there was a chance. He
Just
was
a second
hoping they weren't going to
no-scope.
look at him at all. But there it is. We will find ourselves with a 13-7 scoreline. Everyone goes down on the G2 side. Shock still has $6,000. If they wanted to bring out an AWP and just keep the money at the same sort of level with PD50s, that is an option. One I wouldn't recommend, given the scoreline. You don't need to make those sort of plays just yet. But regardless, we're getting to round 21 now, and we'll see if there's any sort of investment here from G2. They've actually taken a tactical timeout. So this stage is going to be calming themselves down. They know what happened yesterday, just trying to avoid that.
They did, yeah. And I think I wanted to kind of refresh my memory of the way that score went down yesterday on Dust2. Because they had, yeah, G2, they had an 11-4 T half and then conceded a 12-2 to lose. Just 2 CT rounds to show for their Dust2 just yesterday. They're aware.
Like, we'll take the full eco on the G2 side. They got one smoke, nothing else to go. Oh, the AWP does come out, Alex. Okay, there it is.
Hero time.
We're off to the races.
It's Shox that's going to take it. I imagine that spawn decision. But they get across. In fact, the majority of them.
So he's going to go towards long by himself, and he's going to try and just show presence. He might even just fire off a shot now just to try and push him in towards that B area. But we'll see what he can do with this one. Oh, it's going to be such a difficult round for him. He didn't buy armor either, so he's so vulnerable. Falls back towards the side. I think he's done for. How did he survive that? He didn't. Well, there it is. The AWP goes away. And at this point, the round's pretty much done. That was their only chance here.
I don't know if Shox fired a shot, though, so they don't have that info that there's a...
They'll get to the site, and they'll find the AWP there. They'll know it's there, at least, I suppose.
Not bad. Jax is going to be able to trade off Lucky's death. FaceCrack caught in tons, but as they advance towards A, yep, that AWP is going to be a lovely little gift that Shox has left for them. Kenny's grabbed that 1 AK from FaceCrack's corpse, and it looks like forZe, just like that, find 8.
So we said that was an option. I said probably not going to be worth it, because what would you even do with 4 USPs on the AWP there? Someone has to either go for a boost towards short would be nice. It's like give yourself like a bit of an unusual play, something a bit different you haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Holding towards long when they've been taking long with the smokes, the flashes, he was always going to be in trouble there. If he gets 1 kill and survive, that would have been fantastic, but it was such a tall order with no armor and not much else. Nice little boost in T-spawn.
Yeah, just in order to try and keep hold of that AK. But you're right, and it's a conversation that you started yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
And we saw teams buying around it, like accepting that the solo AWP wasn't enough, and seeing that Kevlar Deagle, the CZs, a couple of flashbangs.
Yeah, you need something to go with that, I would say. Like
some trimmings.
If you're going to invest with the AWP, maybe some armor or some PT50s on your teammates, like just to give you a fighting chance to survive. You'll see other teams, like the CIS team's actually very good at that setup and making sure they survive with the AWP regardless if the round goes against them. They make sure they've got protocols in place to ensure the AWP makes it. Now, the money's pretty decent still. Shox he can still buy. He'll be dropped that AK that was just saved. So it's all good, but they could have had a lot more cash going forward. And you can see once again, no defuse kits, no helmets. Won't be a big deal here with no SMGs. But forZe are right back in this, Alex. As soon as they get to double digits, that's when the conversation can be had about the comeback here. We'll see.
4 in a row so far for their T side. G2, they won the pistol after that 11-4 half.
God, XE Power knows there's a player there. He spotted him.
Did, but look at FaceCrack. What is that? So aggressive. Jax, he greets him with a smile and a frag with the AUG. I'm sure we'll fix the technical issues any second now. Do not panic.
All of this
I'll
stuff.
give you the radio cast for now, though.
Yeah, do that.
So for now, 3 players posturing towards middle. Jerry's going to be the first at the spearhead of that assault, and Kenny, he does seem ready for it, but that's quick from Jerry. Now the smokes can arrive. Now the numbers are level once again. They don't have to commit with this. There's so much time, and so now just letting the CTs stew on the loss of their star AWP. That's a huge connection. Exa Power shocked. He's doing that for info. He gets a whole lot more than he bargained for. And with that deficit now on B, they look to push where it hurts. It will be on one man, Amanek. Almeza given the freedom on long. He's going to be able to get the info that the rotate's already on its way. Oh, and he's caught again. Exa Power single-handedly pulling forZe into the 9th round for them.
Very good stuff here from forZe. You can see they're still confident in their ability to win this game. It's a 4 versus 1. Jax will have the AUG, and they're getting pulled apart all over the map here. This situation, the maximum loss bonus is going to be difficult to recover. If he saves the AUG with Shox's money, they can buy up the next round, but it will be still a difficult one. I'd say a partial buy probably on the agenda. And that's going to potentially allow forZe to get to double digits. 4 of them survive. Look at their money building up as well. Got $10,000 in XP power, 3,500 for winning this round via explosion. So they've got money for days. Jax might not even survive this.
Yeah, Almeida's has been hanging out. He's even going to get flashed in. Jax plays this perfectly, though. Anti-flasher and escapes with the information that there's another coming. It does look like the preservation of the Org is successful.
Indeed it is. Org will be taken to the next round, and as you can see, $3,400 per play on the CD side. That's the maximum loss bonus when you lose 5 rounds in a row or 4 rounds. If it starts from the pistol, you will be getting a cap of 34 per round. So on the CT side, that's not ideal, but we'll see what they want to do here with the saved Org. They'll take another tactical timeout. Definitely worth it considering their situation. They don't want to let the same mistakes happen again. They always seem to just drop off on the CT side. But forZe anything but just getting going here. It seems if they manage to win Dust2 here, it's Inferno next, and we know G2 vetoed that yesterday, and that's forZe's home turf.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, this was interesting actually to see. FaZe, he was trying to catch them off guard. Exapower did more than he really should have been capable of. Catching that frag on Shox, found a way into the site, made things awkward for Amanek.
22 kills, 12 deaths. Really showing up here. Kenny S, for comparison, is 16 and 12. It's the old NOA boost.
I don't see this all too often.
It's very effective, actually, because they'll normally smoke the mid doors before they go up. If they smoke Xbox, it's not as effective, but there's always seems to be a kill available with this one.
Good flash there. He's going to peek on them, but
What?
Shox.
How?
The bottom of the totem pole, but king of the hill. He gets the frag. Jax does go down, though, through the doors. Shox will be able to recover the Krieg, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out of this corner. They've got all eyes on him. Exapower and Flip both want his blood. Shox isn't there. Eliminated, and his Flip's not done. Catches a 3rd frag in this round. It's all been him. And all the hard hitters have been cut down to size. This will be another round for forZe. The CT side on Dust2 seems to be quite the elusive mistress. Neither forZe nor G2 could tame it. That's a quick connection, though, from Lucky. Perhaps going to get away, at least with the Org, a weapon likely on the battlefield for Amanek as well if he wanted to go on a scavenger mission. He's pushing through the tons now. Lucky for now, just casting his gaze towards long. This should be a plant. I've just seen forZe's money as well, Hank. They've built up quite the bank.
Yeah, they're going to have. So I think XP power will be just shy. Oh, actually, will be at 16k after this one. That's the AWPA as well. So that's fantastic. Like they are set for this comeback now. They've got all the resources, all the gold required.
Gold, food, wood.
Exactly, everything.
What
you
else
need.
did you need? Is that all the resources in Age of Empires? Gold, food, wood.
Stone.
Stone, sure.
Yeah, copper.
Copper. How do you turn this on? That used to get you a car. Robin Hood.
That's true. I remember
Robin
that.
Hood
It was
got
like a
me
little
food
blue
and
car
gold.
to drive around.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
you remember it.
I got those sheets off the internet as well.
For
I
sure.
remember that code you could type in on Age of Empires 2. That's kind of
Why the
ridiculous.
hell do I remember that? Like, I can't even remember my own name sometimes, and I can still remember the cheats of Age of Empires 2.
Oh, that's so funny. That is like sent me back like 20 years.
And if I was guessing at the other one, I swear it was like something about woodchuck to get the wood.
I think you're
I used
right.
to use the resource once. I was really lazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It made the game more fun.
It really did. 10-13. This comeback has certainly been realized. We talked about it. We hinted at it that the side of G2, yes, a dominant performance on the T side, but forZe could respond in kind, and they have done so.
Yeah, it's a good try from Shox there. I'll never know how he got that kill.
Yeah,
it
I
looked like
wish.
they were both blind. We saw it from the top, so maybe he was turned around. They could have been playing like an anti-flash setup, but Shox was turned around
But
while
still,
the player
that
was on top.
180 and frag
Yeah, it
is
was crazy.
absurd.
XP
Power
power.
towards long.
This time, Kenny, I think his first all pick of the second half will be opening things up here. Their first lead they've had. A chance to fall back now. They've got the advantage, only to overcommit. Almeida will recover the AWP and head back towards middle. Shoxy in towards the B site with Amanek as they go for a contact play out middle, not trying to telegraph their movements here. 4 players out, everyone committed. There's the couple of smokes. They've got a very nice procedure there for getting out of middle, and now here comes their full strike towards the B site.
See what they can do. Amanek and Shox about to be tested, and tested in a very big way. The Molotov from FaZe isn't quite going to force Amanek into too much of a difficult situation, but I'm starting to think that this could be all smoke and mirrors, quite literally. There's more utilities thrown out, but they start to recede just as the smoke fades. It's timed perfectly. Jax pushes up long and stands. He's all too aware that this could be some funny business. Kenny, however, is going to get the first information, first contact. A shot fired. A shot connected from Almazer. He picked that up on long and catches Kenny. There's another there. Jax has rotated in from his push-up. Almazer, he could get caught off guard here. That smoke's going to give him a bit of an awkward angle to adjust to. But for now, lucky Jax and Shocks. Jax is trying to claim the first way in, and he's done so. Down to Jerry and Flit to find the 11th. It's the last nade they have. The kit's on Jax from long. Nice work from Shocks, puts it all on one man. Jerry looking to go 1 versus 3 times on his side. Just the first, not far from the second though. Lucky was there.
Yeah. It felt like there was enough there for forZe to make that round work. As soon as Almazer picks up the AWP, picks Kenny on the A site, I thought it would fall apart, but there it is. And it's going to be G2 with their first gun round. They won the pistol, like you said, and they got the second round follow-up as well. But since the gun rounds have begun, they've lost 6 in a row. They finally stabilize here to be 14-10 in favor of the French side here. And they'll have to reinvest into this round. It's going to cost them most of their schmeckles here, Alex. We'll see if this is going to be a double orb setup, and indeed it will be. Kenny S and Amanek using the orbs this time. Now that was the double orb setup I was more used to at G2. It seems like this event, Shox is using the orb once again. Other
than Train, where we saw Lucky actually leading in orb stats, that was crazy.
What a fantastic job he did.
The players they've picked up really have paid dividends. Lucky, Jax, I'm so impressed by them. Amanek, I've been singing his praises.
They've all been working very hard. You can see the individual level just rising every tournament. They really are committed. And now, though, looking to close out their map pick of Dust2. Of this best of 3s. It's a 2-1 game. Losing to Mouse Sports yesterday after having a very convincing start on Dust2 in the second map. G2, similar signs here, but they won the pistol this time, 2 rounds away from victory, and now have the double orb.
As they've created quite the tendency of being given that mid control by G2. Now looking to mix things up just a little bit. Early damage from that utility from the CTs. Just catches face crack. He's the one with the most to complain about. That crouch did actually just put him just under Kenny's crosshair as he escaped. Those tiny details.
We're setting up for the B split here. 3 players towards middle. They've got that nice pursuit. They'll drop a quick smoke toward the CT floor, and then on top of that box as well. That's the one for the box right there. Face crack is throwing. Really lovely. Did it actually make it on there? It did. Great stuff. And Jerry will get the first frag there. Lucky goes down. Shoxy isolated now. He has got a player towards the platform, but he needs multiple frags here. Amanek stepping up. Bomb down. This is looking fantastic. Remember, it's a B split, though. So they're coming in left, right, and center. They have got B control. They have the man advantage. And it's up to Jackson, Kenny S, and the retake. We've seen it so many times in this tournament. But they have missed the smoke. A chance! But maybe it actually works in their favor. Kenny S thought they weren't aware of it, but face crack certainly was. Jax now will just have to save the AWP, and it comes crashing down once again. It's going to be forZe with their 11th round, 3 players surviving. It looked like it was such a prime situation. It looked like G2 recovered that, but they weren't really aware of the prospect of them coming through doors and window. They're so focused towards the tunnel. Shox and Amanek both checking that position.
It's so interesting. I mean, that just looked like a hellish landscape for those CTs on B. Like, you can't do your job. You can't focus on tunnels because you've got so much paranoia about your backside.
Yeah, it wasn't the ideal setup. Once Shox is in that corner, right, he's by the mouth of the tunnel. You've got, some cover from Amanek, but you're both exposed from the window and the doors there. Where does Shox go once he gets that first kill? He's so exposed. Ideally, if they both had M4s, once they see those mid-smokes come in, they could push towards B tunnels to take some real estate back and challenge for one area. But that was always going to be very difficult to handle.
G2 have very rarely, other than that NOA boost we saw and Shox hit that Deagle shot, we haven't really seen what's the word? An aggressive or an attentive mid-hold from the CTs. They're kind of letting forZe have that. Is that something you think they should consider?
Mid is a very difficult position to hold, but if they just had the AWP towards window, for example, they could at least challenge and have aggro taken from that position. People could push through the CT smokes and actually backstab them on that stage. It seems like they're too turtled up. I agree with that, and they're letting that mid-split come in way too often, but forZe are doing such a great job of presenting either a long take or just a normal default, and then they're very good at walking out the mid doors. Seeing they've got map control and then just pouncing on the opportunity. They've seen they're not ready for a mid-split, and those 2 smokes are just stifling. You can see you could get no information. If you push through, one player's going to be watching for you coming for it. So they're very good at those mid-splits, and G2 do need to make some sort of adjustment here.
So it's 2 smokes. It's a Molotov into that close corner so they can't, the CT can't push through that smoke. Flashes to stop anyone from trying to put bullets through it.
It's really lovely.
It's not bad at all.
It doesn't need those telegraph smokes that bounce off all the corners and like takes a couple of seconds. They get the doors control first. They make sure that area is clear. Then they just drop 2 very quick smokes. They're already halfway at the ramp as they bloom. And it's great to watch. We'll see G2 do what they can with this one. Money was pretty decent. but a UMP for Lucky. Double orb set up once more, round 26.
Boosted. FaZe was trying to find a quick way in. But again, this turtled G2. Give forZe plenty of room to maneuver on the extremities of the map. We haven't seen too much action on long this half, actually. In stark contrast to that of G2, we saw them successfully take that.
Well, they got the bomb outside long for now. Presence towards short as well. It's Jax, who will be alone in the pit. He's got the M4, he still has a smoke and an HE. Kenny S, of course, with the orb, holding the crossover for now. So they've got themselves set up. They've lost control of B tunnels. They need to be aware of that, but no one pushing on the GT side. They haven't been very assertive on the CT side. They're just sitting back and holding position. They're not really applying much pressure at all. They're waiting for commitments from forZe.
They're doing their mid-smokes, but they're not.
This is a fake. So this is what a great call this is. They're doing those smokes now, suggesting it'll be the mid-split. They've got 3 players on that side of the map for now, and they've got the bomb waiting.
Saw the shadow. It was enough. Lucky uses it perfectly, punishes. Jerry and FaZe gone. Now Jax is all the wiser. You can see he starts to tuck in a little more. Wants to draw them into Kenny's crosshair, but he doesn't need his help. Just like that, the round comes slipping past forZe's fingers. It's going to be G2 with 15 unless Exapower wins a 1 versus 5. It's just not realistic. He's doing the flashbang dance and Jax crashes the party 15-11.
I really like the call from forZe there. Like, they've been doing those mid-splits. We've noticed it, and G2 certainly have as well. They're going to be scared of that prospect, but either way, it was the fake. The smokes go down. There was a slight gap there, and the UMP was able to capitalize, get a couple of kills, and then they come towards this pit position, and Jax really steps up. This is really calm play. If he misses one of those shots and goes down, there's a chance they could really punish Kenny S. That was waiting on the crossover. So he held his nerve. Nice shots. They've got map points now, and plenty of money going forward as well. So a chance to close things out and get out of here.
Power didn't really want to rush, or didn't want to stay for too long in long. Just posturing, fires off the warning shot. And nice work from Almeza. He knew the smoke was coming. It was signified an aggressive CT push from long, and he's managed to punish it. So now G2 operating at a 1-man disadvantage. Will Amanek fall into this trap? They've fallen. First shocks now Amanek over the course of this half to Exapower's slow and surprising mid-AWP.
So strong, isn't it? 4 rounds for overtime and currently a 5-on-3. Is there anything the CTs can do to recover this situation? Lucky seems to think so. He's going towards shore here, and you can see forZe just being patient behind this, waiting for any sort of reaction. Almeza in the prime spot, and down he goes. 2 AWPs now. And he can get one of these players, but he's going to go down instantaneously afterwards. He doesn't get anything. And there it is. That's round confirmed. 5-on-1 for Shoxy. He'll be holding it towards the B tunnels. They're not letting him leave. And there's already 2 players here, so he's almost certainly dead at the stage. Wanted to hit one of these shots, but not quite. FaZe will go down, but there it is. Just the 1 kill for G2. Money is okay. Like, this is what the analysts were talking about before. Like, once G2 have the loss bonus established, start losing so many rounds, they can keep buying. Like, they've saved a couple of weapons here and there. But 3 rounds, and they'd probably take the partial here, I'd imagine, there as Deagles. 2 HEs, will be a smoke as well, would be required here if you get a nade long.
Okay,
there's the smoke.
You can see 3 nades, there's the smoke you were hoping for. G2, they want to take the conservative option.
Nades could do damage here.
You could see just the tip of Shox's head in that smoke. Perfect work from Exapower. FaZe already drawn blood too.
It's that corner smoke towards long, not a big deal. They've got the first 2 picks. Let's spot 1 towards CT. 13th round looks almost certain at this stage. We'll see if there's anything the Deagle can do. It's in the hands of Kenny S and Jerry. Just pincering from short. Very nice stuff from forZe.
Just Amanek. He will be caught. And so, just a formality really, that round. This is the big one. 13-15, the scoreline. I remind you, it was an 11-4 CT side from G2. forZe have had quite the performance. I just said CT side, that's because this scoreboard's wrong. It's lying to me. It was, of course, on G2's T side where they flourished. forZe have replicated that.
They certainly have. Is there any damage that can be done at the start? We haven't seen any picks as of yet. The power plays coming to the bookend now of this first map, round 29. forZe certainly in the conversation for overtime at this stage. Now we're starting to see a few more plays on the CT side. They're not just sitting back and allowing the map to be taken. They are going to be looking towards lower B right now. But like I said, there's plenty of procedures to push AWPers off just like that. And we didn't see that from GT. Remember, Shox ran down lower B without the flash.
You asked for a flash. There it is.
That's actually forZe being very aware and doing exactly what they have to push Kenny out of that position. And they've got long control too. Boosted on blue box, confirming that's clear. A flash middle. There's the flash. Off they go, trying to get some information here. They've got nothing. They know they've probably lost long at this stage. It's been all too quiet. They have no intel there at all. Kenny S will be watching it from the short position, looking for crossing players.
Exapower could arrive just in the nick of time to cover the long, or
with
knife out, this flank could cause a huge problem for forZe. G2, they just need one. They need one round, and this could be the gimme.
Wow. Look at Kenny have to fall back there. He was primed, ready to shut them down. They did a Molotov from outside the long blue bin towards shore. That's great.
And the payoff for Jax arrives. That's the AWP gone. Jerry's gone two. Huge from Jax. He switches up to the AWP. He could have found a third. Kenny, however, does stabilize for his team. Hanging in on short with the bomb now ticking. FaceCrack and Almeza looking to defend this one as they start to regroup. Double AWPs. It's not ideal.
Running out of time out.
Where's
the
the kid?
Right up to the wire.
It's on Shoxy. Are they going to commit to this one? My goodness. It's all down to this 2 versus 2. It's a very important round of Wingman. Nice work from Almeza. He's on for the ace. And it's going to be Shox now 1 versus 1. Takes the ace away from him, but he has to take one more. FaceCrack on the site, and he's done it. forZe, they fight on. 15 to 14. Almeza quiet for the majority, but that's huge. From 11 all the way to 15 frags. Huge work from him.
That is crazy. It looked like forZe were done for there. The initial picks come in. You could see that was a 4 versus 2, Alex. Almeza, you said he was on for the ace. He gets 4 kills in totals. He carries that round. He breaks the back of G2 in overtime. It might be locked in at this point. You see 3 SMGs. There is a Kenny S AWP, but he's not exactly been lighting it up. The auto snipers are out trying to do damage and they cross.
God.
Nothing there. They've sent 4 players towards long. They'll throw those auto snipers away, of course. It is the last round of the half, but it just shows you how comfortable forZe are at this stage.
Trying to get those freebies.
Wow.
And something very different for their grand finale. forZe leaning heavily towards B. Amanek has been G2's figurehead with the SMG. There's no doubt about that. But actually, interestingly enough, the CTs are starting to gather in that side of the map.
There are 3 players there. This could be the call that saves them. Oh, but they do fall back. forZe, that is. They'll throw 1 smoke, a flash. If anything, that just keeps G2 occupied. They'll be happy to stay there for now with that little bit of presence. Back towards A they go. Jerry with the short control. He makes his way forward. And who's protecting long? That's going to be Kenny S from the car right now. He's got his teammate Jax, who's holding long with an MP9. Kenny needs to step up. We haven't had many high-flying rounds from him. If he can close this one out with a couple of picks as they cross towards the site, it'll be the most important round yet. We'll see.
G2 still on B. That smoke they threw down themselves has actually slowed down their advance for info.
That's why it's all on Kenny right now. They're not pushing for intel. They've lost short completely, and now Kenny...
Here we go.
He's ready for it, but down he goes. That should be it. That's the only fist they had to fight with in this round.
My goodness. FaceCrack just like that breaks the arms of G2. Hard to defend with broken arms.
No kits, 3 SMGs. I can't see a world where they do this, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Well, doesn't look like anyone's being proven wrong right here, right now. And forZe, they complete it. They do exactly what G2 did to them. 11-4 for both teams on their T sides. We're going to overtime.
We absolutely are. That's kind of crazy considering that the first half score 11-4. You win the pistol, get the 2-0 star, still goes to overtime in your map pick when you've looked so dominant in that first half. But forZe, they looked even better if you ask me. Their procedures and their protocols were actually very impressive. They've got great flashbangs. They know the tendencies of their opponents. And you can see Kenny couldn't even get into that game in the second half. He was just getting overwhelmed with the flashes, the set pieces designed to remove AWPers. Just so well played here. And that great clutch situation, the 4-on-2, Almeza almost getting the ace as well to save the day.
All 3 of them were so willing to fight CT as well. They didn't fall into that trap of, it's an important round, play passive. They were just, look, we've had the advantage, we know where they are, and we can hit shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comfortable in their own ability.
Just to note as well, this is a slightly different run of tournaments to the Major. We do 10K start money here, and it's MR3. So first to 19 will be the victor. They'll remain on the sides they started on, so it'll be a T-side continuation here from forZe.
Looking to mix things up. Almeza this time catches Jax and his funny business on long in the smoke. You got a lot of information at least, but forZe, they like this. They like taking this map control and then disappearing. Power's willing to take that fight. There's 2 down there. He's already connected onto Lucky. It looks a bit messy, and it certainly is. Oh my goodness, what's happened? G2, they crumble. Henry's groaning.
They had 4 players there. They didn't get a single. They barely do any damage.
To start. Well, rather, that's the end. Excuse me. Amanek just getting the first blood for the French, and it's all too late.
It just looks quite messy on the A side, isn't it? They're trying to plug holes on the fly, but looks at things they haven't really got a solid A hold set up for looks at things. They're just trying to send everyone over there, smoke middle. Hopefully they can hold B with the AWP, but forZe run into the Lion's Den and just completely maul them. Amanek will hold on to his AWP, but it's worth hunting him. They've got all the money in the world. They know if they get this all out of his hands, they're going to be difficult situation for them in round number 3 if required, but there it is. 1-0. What a convincing start to overtime here. They now take the lead on the forZe side for the first time. Do they have any tactical timeouts left on G2?
We saw 4 out of 4.
Oh, so they don't even have that luxury.
Nope. This communication, Malik just has to sit and watch. You can see the coach behind him. He's just going to have to bite his lip.
It's 1 by 1. They're just going around as a ball of death, right?
Yeah, it is. It's completely different to what they've shown in the majority of regulation. I mean, they're just deciding, okay, you know that map, part of the map we never went? Nice work from Kenny this time. He defends long, but it doesn't look like that's going to dissuade forZe from at least having a go. Jack's on the cross. That's where he got caught last time.
Well,
this time they get there.
They saw the gap cross. 2 players in the pit, they can just overwhelm this with utility. They're going to the Molotovs everywhere. CTs are in trouble. They're burning alive in the pit here. I think one of them goes down. There's Jax. They know another one's in there, surely.
I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, that's enough.
I think it could be. Lucky could be on for something sensational here. They might consider it to be clear. I thought they saw the second player jump in. Apparently not.
Oh my God, he can play this perfectly.
Got to be calm here, Lucky. Wait for your opportunity to get multiple kills.
Can win the round single-handedly if he gets this timing right. That's one in the back and spine of Power, but traded. Shock's looking to finish what he started, and Flit's still so low. Does get knocked down to size. Now just 1 man remains. It's Almeza from short. Bombs on long. This should be an impossible round for forZe. This is G2's every day of the week. A smoke and a Molotov are the only tools at his disposal alongside that AK. Looks for an audacious shot towards Shocks. He's got a good understanding of where the CTs are coming from. But 2 warps and no sweat.
Well, there it is, once again, focusing towards that long position. This time, Kenny's able to crack open the round with a nice opening pick. And there it is, 2 players towards the pit. I thought they spotted the crossover there. There's obviously a lot of flashbangs and smokes down. They thought they saw just the 1, and Lucky was waiting. He didn't get multiple frags, but he got 1.5, allowing Shoxy to mop them up, as it is tied up at 1-1 here. So their financial woes that were presented in the first round with the double orb setup, it's all recovered. They're all fine. They've got a strong buy here. And here's the auto sniper once again, this time in the hands of Flit. No damage done, though, however.
Aggressive from Jax. Been so tested these first 2 rounds of overtime that the last one of his defense, he's almost missing it. forZe, a big, powerful tool they implemented in regulation was this mid-take. See what they choose to opt for here. It's a nice smoke, but they're ahead of it. Going to slow them down. The nades, however, are starting to do damage. The Molotov is evaded by FaceCrack. They're playing this nicely. Look at that. CT utility, almost all expended, and they've got nothing to show for it.
I'm really enjoying the forZe T side and Dust2. Really beautiful. They've got a great in-game leader. Seems now G2 with 1 smoke remaining. 3 flashes. Could be that infamous B split we've seen many times from forZe so far. Could be the same smokes. Looks like that's going to be the case. And remember, they don't send them from the Xbox area. They make sure they get mid-control first and drop them without it being telegraphed. Lucky this time in a better position. He can get 1 and fall back. There's no trade.
Perfect.
That's much better. So now they've actually got some presence in the middle. They can shut it down before those smokes are even deployed.
But it required him to take such an audacious and aggressive angle. He had to hold the off.
Had to be done, though.
Now, forZe starting to realize that time is not on their side. Lucky just wants to throw a spanner in the works. Amanek's already fragging, and this should be another for G2. No time, no hope, no health. Almeza and Flit towards B.
There it is.
That's the end of that. It should be 17. Amanek confirms it.
So there it is, Alex. You've got the B Orpa in towards the window, looking towards middle. You've got Shoxy watching the tunnel. You have a player in CT spawn. Orpa gets the presence, then comes the push through the smoke. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we got. And you can see how much more effective that was. But you're right. It's all down to that positioning there in CT spawn. He's taking, like you said, a more audacious angle. It's a risk, but it's much better than it's getting smoked off by surprise and then the Orpa just being pounced on towards B. So a risk worth taking. And it is going to be G2 winning out 2-1 in the first half here. So much better scenes.
So they win 2 of 3 CT rounds, and they got 4 in total in regulation. G2, they've started to solve this mystery of the forZe side. It evaded them for so long. Let's have a look what forZe have got in store for us now.
See Power knocking on the door, 30 kills. Not much damage through the mid doors today at all.
No. But we're also seeing the smoke back.
Indeed.
I remember for a while it was the HE.
Yeah, that didn't last long. That was about a 6-month period.
6-month period of the
People
HE
realized,
smoke.
like, okay, this isn't actually protecting us, but essentially just throwing away $300. At least with throwing away a smoke, no one's going to take any damage.
Much more of a guarantee. We've also seen people using HEs much more effectively
I
for
think
damage.
that's another
as well.
reason why. Yeah.
So short control established for the French. They're leaving Amanek back to his usual tricks towards B. He's kind of given a great deal of freedom on this T side. Separated from his squad. It's a very interesting duel, actually seeing Amanek and Rops battle it out as the B players on both halves in the series yesterday. Been the story of Jerry and FaceCrack this time on B with Amanek. Plays the anti-flash well, and actually is in prime position to knock him down. A double kill in the bomb. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, that's really great stuff. The bomb goes down as well. They can start repositioning. They might not even have to. Almeiz is doing it once again. And it's 3 kills, and it's now a 5 versus 2. Shox and Amanek with no grenades, no real presence on the map. The bomb down. There might be a kill here, but unless they get a quick one, it doesn't really mean too much getting that damage there. That's much more like it. Shoxy looking for a couple of frags now with XE Power. He really is delivering on Dust2 so far. Amanek just fighting for his life at this point, but XE Power will not miss a beat.
He just doesn't miss.
He's so good.
Very, very comfortable.
31 kills, like, he is so consistent. Like, when he goes for an aggressive peak, 9 times out of 10, he's hitting that shot. Like, you got to wake up pretty early in the morning to catch him out.
This was Almeiza. Look at his position, by the way. Just take note of where he's actually standing. He's on the lip of long.
Exactly. So he's trying to, he knows they're going to be pre-firing the actual pit itself. They'll be heading, essentially aiming at his ankles. So he has that off angle.
Between the legs.
Snap up. He gets an extra half a second, I suppose, to actually make sure he can shut them down. And if he gets flash, he can just drop off into the pit for the same sort of situation.
Flash, Molotov. It's a brutal combination, but Kenny doesn't feel the wrath of it too bad. No armor for him. Just the glass cannon coming into the 5th round of overtime.
Yes, indeed. This round will decide who gets map point first.
Late mid-fight could show off. I can't believe he's done it. Catches Kenny on transition. The timing just so well. He's got that intuition.
Yeah, it's so wild. He hears the shot. He's like, I've got a second here to actually take him down. He hits that one as he's dropping down from T-spawn right in the head as well.
Nonsense.
Yeah, that's rough.
And already he's in B. Keeping it up, keeping the T side guessing.
That incendiary, he's going to get another one here.
Does he have to swing? He does. No, he chooses to smoke it, but still, information gained. He knows where one of the 4 remains.
Yeah, you're right. They can probably push long off this. I can see FaceCrack repositioning. What a flashbang that is. Is Jerry to back out Flit. And now they know it's going to be a B. XE Power's already spotted a couple of them. Smoke goes down. He's got backup as well from the rifle in front of him. 3 CTs waiting in a 5 versus 3. One of them falls. Yeah,
it's going to be down to Jerry. He's got to get more than one here. He's not done enough. Huge from Amanek. Catches Jerry. They haven't crossed, though. The Molotov's there. There's no smoke.
There's no smoke. They're low HP on 2 players as well. How did they even get the bomb over? They have to run boost it. Now, sure, he still goes down here. Oh, he makes it!
That's huge. Now, the bomb can go down. Flit, he's surely not going to be able to challenge. He's got 9 bullets in the chamber. Hasn't opted for a fresh mag. Instead, chooses to hold the line. Almeiza from window. FaceCrack from tunnels. This is going to be a hurt locker. What can you do? They're all so low. But great work from Lucky. Holding on the default spot, gets the first. Now numbers favor the French, certainly not in the health department. Nice work from Flit as he somehow gets away, gets that fresh mag we talked about, and now Jax, he's playing the waiting game. Flit's staring at him. As soon as he shows, he's gone, and the bomb, it will be defused. Huge from forZe.
What an amazing round that was. A 5 versus 3 there. G2 somehow pulled it back to a winnable scenario, but the retake was just relentless. Great utility usage, and the main problem was G2 had no grenades left across the run boost. What a great little adaptation that was. The fact that you've got nothing left, you've got 10 HP on 2 players, your AWP can't go across, you'd have to run boost him on the fly. It works out, they get the bomb down, but still couldn't hold them off. This was the kill that really turned the tide of battle. Amazing work. Oh, he wasn't ready for that,
Wow,
was he?
he went from nonchalant to horrified.
Oh, look at the money, Alex.
Yeah, I think that's that 10K.
He's got a Glock? What's happened here? Is there another gun for him? He's got a Glock.
He's got a Glock.
Oh,
and there it is. Okay.
Oh, God, I'm so worried for him.
Zeus. Not feeling the pressure of the economy yet. And now forZe 1 round away from picking up the map 1. This was G2's choice. This was G2's lead. Shox is actually
trying to work out what the
trying
next
to
play
piece
is.
this puzzle together.
They've got no timeouts, remember. They're going to have to slow it down and just come up.
Talk about it.
Well, do you guys have you spotted any exploits? Is there anything we can capitalize upon? The grenade at least doesn't touch him. It's misthrown there by Flitz, but still, Almeza, he's been so good towards long this time, changing up the position, not to be towards the pit this time. Bombs towards middle. 3 players there as well for G2. Heading towards short, though. They've got enough to win this round. 3 AKs, the AWP, and a Mag-10 in the hands of Amanek. That is like a rifle, it seems.
Yeah. .48. G2 looking to take us to a second overtime to preserve their chance of closing out their map pick. Inferno next, and that's forZe's playground.
They're so aggressive and overwhelming on that map as well.
Almeza, he's going to be tested on long. The flash doesn't get him. It's a very tight line, and actually a second flash should enable him to escape, albeit just a car. He does have support.
Time low, Alex.
25 seconds, G2. They're running out of options now. That's huge from Shox onto Flit. They're charging up long. Almeza, he's holding the line. He got one. Jack's got the bomb. That's a big trade. They needed that. 15 seconds, though. It's going to be awkward. Extra power on short. He's missed the shot. Uncharacteristic as Shox just slides out. Just Jerry and Facecrack. They need to stop that bomb from going down, but Kenny's presence on long is too much. It looks like we're going to overtime. Facecrack's the one that can change it. He's got to win the 1 versus 3. He has the kit, sure. He hasn't got the life available. Shox saves the day for G2.
We're going to double overtime, ladies and gents. It looked like G2 were out of that one, but Shoxy, he'll post his 33rd frag there. You could see them looking almost ejected at the start of that round. Shoxy was just discussing the team. They didn't have a timeout, what they could do, what would be the approach, and there it is. They managed to get themselves to double overtime. Everything's reset again. Everyone's back to 10K, and then once more, they will stay on the same side. So it'll be G2 on the T forces here, and we've got Kenny S instantaneously buying the AWP, of course, but I have to say, he's been bested this second half, I guess, towards overtime as well. XC Power really has stepped up. He's got 32 frags.
I'm kind of glad we're seeing a second overtime. I mean,
Dust2 is so cool to watch when the chips are down in this sort of game. Remember, this is not an elimination game either. It feels like there's so much on the line. Even if they lose this game, they've got another chance at it, but you can feel the pressure getting to them. You can see teams falling apart in these key situations. It's very entertaining as we get into double overtime here. Kenny looking for any damage as they cross over. The smoke will protect them as usual. So towards tunnels.
With G2, mid-round on the drawing board, which we saw from Shox in the last. The question is what next for this T side? They are forced straight back into it, back into the fray. For now, it does look like the French are on the way towards B. The flash evaded. Nice work, Almeza. Somehow he's on B, and he's got 3. Kenny is the 4th, and he shows up. Finally in the kill feed, something for G2. And get the bomb. Does he want to try and get away from this one? The bullets are going straight through the smoke. They've caught his teammate, and they likely will catch Kenny. You can't catch Kenny when he's hitting flicks like that. Mixer Power's on the window. Restraint with the Molotov. Chooses to deploy it there instead. Now looking for the plant. Fakes it out. Trying to catch XE, and wow. No restraint. No hesitation. Mixer Power just pulls the pistol and takes the 19th for forZe.
I'm interested to see if forZe called out on the fly, because we've seen Almeza towards long pretty much every single round.
Almost
but towards B there, so there is an argument to be made on Dust2. It's actually more effective to play a spawn-based gameplay because you can get those long players down there every single time. We used to do it way back in the day. If you had the long spawn, you'd have to just take it. There'd be protocols you'd have to know for every position if you detected a long threat, perhaps. So XC Power will be getting boosted up towards short this time. It's going to be Almeza back towards B. Nice crack. Down and long Incendiary deployed, but they made their way towards blue bin. He knows it.
That's so ambitious. He chooses to cross. Exapara in the meantime did draw blood. Lucky's gone. Actually tagged up another as Amanek escapes, and Kenny, he punishes the hunt from Exapara. He knows there's a bloodlust in that man. Now the numbers favor G2. Jerry, he's been spotted. There's an opportunity to try and catch Kenny here, and Least forces him back. Look at this, so aggressive with so little health. Grabs himself. Could have been the AWP, chooses for the AK. And a Molotov, it arrives just in time. He wouldn't have been able to throw that if Jax's had arrived beforehand. Now at least he does slow them down. Almaze is the one towards long this time. Well, some degree of a retake. Kenny's anticipating it.
Will be planted, at least. CT's presence towards that long position, and now this is the all-important kill. If he gets the low HP Amanek, there's a chance they can actually win this one.
Almaze, he knows he's going to be playing passive. Look at that. Shuts him down, now 2 versus 2. Jerry from short, but it's all on Almaze, and he's gone. Jerry, his days are numbered now. 1 bullet's all it takes, and it's going to be from Kenny's AWP. Keeping things level, this game continues. This is just the first map, ladies and gentlemen. forZe and G2 locking horns,
yeah,
inseparable.
Yeah, it's going to be a really great series here. We've got a lovely map pool as well. Inferno coming up next. 2 of the most hype maps to cast and very different play styles as well. You're going to see absolutely everything in this series. It's been a very fast, chaotic affair at times, but also some beautiful rounds displayed from both teams. Final round of the first half of double overtime here. For Jerry.
Very little action from the mid doors on the start of this half. Yeah. Lucky's through. Full flashbangs. And Facecrack, he's doing the same again. Rinse, repeat. He wants to keep them honest. What's happening to Kenny's health? He's burning. He can't support them. The nades are raining in. That's going to be a brutal one. Oh, it's horrible. Flits, bullets, the smokes. They're locked in. Lucky and Amanek, they're looking at each other. What do we do?
Here comes the spam. Here it comes.
Oh, no.
Any more? There is a low HP player there. Looks
Anyone
like
else?
forZe are going to have a 2-1 lead here. Facecrack continues to apply that pressure towards long. It's so overwhelming. And Kenny S, no chance in this one, I'm afraid. 20 HP, 5 players to find. And has got plenty of time, I suppose, but he's been spotted. No bullets connecting just yet, but it's just a matter of time. Lovely work, but there it is. Our logical conclusion, the long hold just too strong on that side of the map.
20 then to 19 as we swap sides again. This is our second overtime, so a reminder, 22 now, the magic number.
Wow.
I think there's going to be an AWP long.
I
don't want to say I speak Russian, but...
You might be right. So, 2-1 for forZe. They need 1 round for map points here. 22 will be the victory. And that's up to G2 now on their CT side to put it all back. That was a great showing for us. Remember that the trend we've seen so far, it's been 11-4 T-halves in regulation. Yes. Now they've got a 2-1 lead in double overtime on their CT side. They can now go into their more comfortable environment of the T-forces. We'll see if this is where they close things out.
I wonder if they're going to be pulling some of the similar tricks. G2 didn't necessarily have an answer for them, but they may not have an answer for this because they are just charging up long. Flip does it again, catches Kenny and another. Almaze onto Lucky. They hold so fast. Straight into the site, straight out long. Jax descending, they know he's there. Flip caught off by the off angle. That's huge from Jax. He's trying to stabilize, stem the bleed, let the rotate come in. They could boost on elevator, but the Molotov's going to stop them. Perhaps they can use this one instead. Now the flames are making everything awkward. Great thought from forZe. They've completely locked the CTs out. That bomb can go down.
What a brilliant take that was. Flip the long-range spray, getting 1.5 kills. It's so much damage. And it looks like Almaze is up for a double kill once again. Jax is doing everything he can to keep them in this game, but it's not enough. Amanek will have to save the AWP. Money will be a problem going forward after losing this first round, but there it is. Map point for forZe on Dust2, the pick of G2.
That's not something you see every day, right? The fact that they are so fast up long, you're catching the AWP still back turned, jumping into the site.
He didn't let go of W at all.
No.
He was so focused on his objective of applying pressure to the AWP potentially on the other side, and he catches them, and both of them fall. Oh, Amanek. Jerry's already in. And there it is.
Smiles from forZe as they now put themselves in prime position to take the map pick of the French away from them. 21 to 19 the score. Next round could do it.
36 kills for XC Power. 30 for Almaze, who really has turned it on since overtime begins. Like, he's gone nuts.
CT and T. Turned up on B, held long, pushed long. Almaze, another name to remember from forZe. The list is getting long now. I think it's about 5 players long. Every single one of them pulling their weight in such a big way here in Berlin. Flashes in response. It's actually a smoke, excuse me. Nade will land on FaceCrack and to punish him for that Molotov, but so far, forZe yet to commit.
Well, G2 kind of have. They've got no smokes remaining. 3 flashbangs and an incendiary. No damage. Well, FaceCrack's down to 55, so a little bit of damage inflicted, but that's about it. We know how powerful forZe have been at these late stages of the round. If they get some map control, they're very good at sending all their manpower into position, hitting their shots. Very talented lineup there. Speaking of talent, his XE power, the AWP. Less than a minute remaining. Still have 5 smokes.
Could be that mid-take again, you know.
Well, they're pushing B for the first time. We haven't seen much reactive play from G2. So they are getting some tunnels information right now. This could be valuable.
Yeah, definitely. But with that smoke on CT, it is going to keep them probably a little paranoid. Lucky still towards CT. Of course, he was the hero there. You hear the steps, FaceCrack being boosted up. We'll see that the A site's clear. Here's the smoke leaving Lucky's hands from the CT ramp. And in the cross, they get caught. Kenny on the first. There's no flashes. There's no help. Lines him up and knocks him down. Kenny's looking for the second. Excuse me, the third. He already caught 2. forZe, they have the bomb on the side, but he's all alone. Flit's going to get caught. That's the end of that one. Almeza so late to the party. Shots onto Amanek. That's a start, but with 8 seconds left, that is all she wrote. It will be G2 finding themselves another.
Absolutely true. They hold on, and they get themselves a chance for triple overtime here. We'll see if that's going to be the case as round 5 comes to its end there. Here's the final round, potentially. We will see plenty of money on either side. It's forZe who can close things out, and G2 that can take us into triple overtime here. It looked like they weren't as effective towards A at that point. Like I said, they did lose that B information, and G2 were able to react off that. And even though you said the smoke was towards CT spawn, if you've pushed up a B and they've smoked CT and no one's in upper B, you can assume it's going to be somewhat of a kind of a fake approach, you know, but we'll see.
Apart from, of course, the forZe mid doors, whether or not they'll pull that one out to close, we'll see. Still early presence in tons from the Ts. They're going to be walking down towards middle. And the bomb there too. Boatload of utility. Jerry's had to make some sacrifices, as has Zexa Power. Speaking of the devil, he's about to try and find Lucky. Oh, what? Couldn't find him. Close, though. But that's a big pickup from Lucky, looking to take us into another overtime. This is going to be a marathon of Counter-Strike for these two teams. Everything has been done. Nothing is new. It's all about how you handle Amanek. Has dealt perfectly with Almeza on B. And OT3 becoming more and more of a likelihood.
Still recoverable. Not over just yet, but the chances of closing this out in double overtime are diminishing now. Smoke towards spawn, and Lucky this time will hear them. He's going to warn his 2 teammates, Shox and Amanek, what's coming. But it's going to be FaceCrack coming in. This could be overwhelming. Shox will get 1. Maybe that's enough. 3 versus 2 now. They have got to smoke the doors, but they double smoked it, Alex. A bit of a collapse there. They could have used that smoke going forward, but still, it's fine. They have another Molotov available to them. 8 cheese. And now all 3 G2 players are coming from outside the bomb site itself. No one towards tunnels.
Flit and FaceCrack to pick up Dust2 for forZe. So much Counter-Strike. 41 rounds of play. This is the important one. It's all on FaceCrack. Flit caught. 3 bags turn. He can't do it. We're going to overtime number 3 on map 1. The French do not give up, do not surrender.
You're starting to see the pressure getting towards forZe now. They've been so efficient in those sort of rounds, and like that small mistakes, like double smoking towards double doors and things like that. They could use that smoke in a much more effective manner, even if smoked the window itself and has blocked that off, or re-smoked the door when required. But still, opening pick from Lucky this time. Remember, that was the 5-on-3. forZe did a great job to even bring that back to a winnable scenario here. We've seen clutches like that before. Crim's at Cologne 2015, I think, was from that position, a very similar scenario. Everyone jumping through the windows and doors, and he pulled that one off. It can be done.
Yeah, twists, actually, as well. I'm thinking of that ridiculous. It was like 4 bullets. He just went from the bricks on B.
Been plenty of cool moments from there.
Absolute insanity. I think that was actually the sit-down moment.
Oh.
You remember how Twist said that? I think there was an expletive present as well.
Oh, it was, okay, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about.
Now you know.
Yeah, I get it. I thought we were going to have the full quote there, but... Maybe as a tournament of...
Yeah, I mean, give me like a couple of days in the casting chair before I
before
start
you get
swearing.
removed and fired, yeah. Okay, good idea. Well then, everything's reset again. It's the third time we've said that. This game refuses to give, and we've had so many overtimes at this tournament so far.
We have.
James and Dan were burning the midnight all over those last night. Here's KennyS boosting Lucky up in towards spawn. A very strong position, but the Molotovs can make it a little bit more vulnerable.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like 2 kills are on the cards here. KennyS just about survives, but once again heading towards B.
It's a good frag, but Shoxy exposes himself to find it. Face crack is positioning Drew Shox out of the sight. Enables Almeza to punish. Now Amanek has to step up in a very big way. Catches one, but Jerry's so precise. The first bullet accuracy of the Krieg, you do feel it.
Damn.
Numbers don't favor G2, but it looks like they're going to give it somewhat of an investigation.
The incendiary at least, and the flash, they'll just have to jump through the window together. Hope for the best. Kenny will go for a quick scope beneath. Oh, the incendiary is actually very good.
Yeah, Flit's in trouble. Oh, but he still gets the shot onto Jax. Falls after time, but my goodness, that's cool. Nice work from Flit, makes a lot out of that. And so the first round of our third overtime in our first map and our first game. 22 now to 21.
Yeah, first map of this best of 3.
Strap yourselves in, folks. Inferno next. Overpass should we desire. Extra power. So effective with the AWP, but ever since the mid smoked, has been becoming more of a trend. It's been significantly less fragging through that doors. And he's considering it.
So many players in front of him. He is baiting in Shox, remember. So that's actually worked out very nicely. Lovely setup. If Shox can get away, this is perfect. He might even be able to get a second here as well. Commits to it. Takes face credit down to 50. He could have got out, but he fancied the second as Lucky will be working in tandem towards long there as well. And it's going to be the pounce towards the A side. 4 versus 3, but the bomb will be planted here by the looks of things towards short. But the incendiary might deny everything. He'll have to smoke it and then get the plant down.
Quick response from Flit. He didn't hesitate. Saw it coming immediately, smoke in his hand, extinguishes it, and now with the bomb down, they've got a shot. G2 have the numbers, Extra Power's on long. We do see face crack on short as well, but not anymore. Now Flit, he's holding quite the off angle. He might be able to find more than one here. That's Kenny, can't transfer, and that's enough. Nice work, Lucky and Jax. 3 in the round from Jax.
Yeah,
G2 keep him level.
One thing you say about G2 is their retakes can be very effective indeed. That was a nice change of pace there. They've actually kind of adapted their CT setup now. So they've got 2 towards long, 2 towards those middle doors, and this 1 in towards the B side. I know middle's been an area they've been exploited on many times before. So there it is. Kenny taking a few shots and baiting in Shox and managing to get the opening pick. There could have been 2 there, but luckily after the trade came in there, that lovely long crossfire, they saved the day. All the snipers are out. Again, in the hands of Flit. We haven't actually seen a shot land from one of those yet. They had 3 at one point. Double smokes towards middle. I'd love to see that.
So Power, he was actually starting to push forward. I think the Molotov is enough to dissuade him. Oh, Shox, that was an ambitious fight, and now Kenny's going to fall as well. What is this?
They did
G2.
such a good job in the previous round, and now they're pushing middle.
Shox, look at his corpse, so pushed up, so much time still on the clock. Practically 90 seconds of play for Lucky, Jax, and Amanek to somehow hold off what is going to be a 5-man death ball. We've seen this on long, now we see it on short. Already calling the save. Press F12.
Well, it's the last round, so kind of have to go for it.
You're right, it's overtime. MR3. Saw Lucky turning tail towards B. I was like, hang on a second.
But you're right, it's good ads. There's nothing they can do with this. The point still stands.
The point certainly still stands. Amanek still stands as well. Kit, AWP, and he's got to go for it. Extra Power is the next on the chopping block, and actually, oh, the timing. It's always the P250 from Extra Power.
Yeah.
Can switch up that pace with that sidearm anytime he desires. Puts the big green gun on his back to find his 39th frag.
I felt like just going back to a normal default setup on the CT side. That would have been the call. You've already just presented that power towards middle. They're going to be aware of that now. And CTs, without any real set piece there, Shoxy just walked through the mid doors and they double smoked middle from the CT side at the beginning. You can see what a simple kill that was. Taking such a massive risk, just walking out in the open towards middle. You have no idea what's on the other side, really. But either way, it's forZe once again. The 2-1 lead. Remember, 24 will be map point at this stage. They're on the CT side, though, however. G2 do their best work now on the terrorist forces, so see what they can do here.
Yeah, this whole map started with an 11-4 half from G2's T side. Now, on their T side, they have to try and fend off forZe. That's a fantastic start, but Almeza fully flashed, doesn't need to see to find Amanek. Exapower, similar fate for him. Flash, but no frags. They're actually pushing real hard into Gandalf. Jax tucks himself in. Lucky's alongside him. A miss from Exapower forces him off the site. This could be so awkward. There's so much flames. My goodness. Molotov City. Jax has done more than enough. Doubles up onto face crack. Shox catches Jerry in support, and G2, just like that, find themselves the equalizer.
They absolutely do. Much more fast-paced, frantic round there. We've got our first 40 bomb on the server. That's going to be Shoxy delivering it. 40 kills and 31 deaths. It's Exapower beneath him on 39. The Shoxy starting to turn it back on again. He did have a bit of a period where he dipped in form, but right back into it now. I think those are the tactics that are going to work out for G2. They're sticking together now, and you've got the AKs, you know, fatigue setting in. It's been a long game. Start taking advantage of the weaponry and just keep it simple.
Oh, quick
oh my goodness.
My God. It's almost robotic. Kenny caught Jerry, though, so that so far...
He's 1 HP.
As the dust settles, he actually did get tagged. What?
It's nuts. Did Kenny hit him in the exchange? I assume he did.
To scrub through that one. Shox decides he wants to try and fill the void that Kenny left with that AWP, at least for now. Smoke deep up mid. And taking a look at the quote-unquote map control, it's rather minimal so far for G2.
Xbox smoke from Shox. But a long presence here from Jax. To me, though, it looks like they're heading towards the B side of the map. So pitting the smoke down towards Xbox, they don't have vision as to what's happening. Sure, they can't really justify pushing in towards B. They're going to have to hold up in their positions right now. It is currently a 4-4, barely, with Exapower just on 1 point of help. But he does the AWPer, so I guess not a huge deal if he plays it correctly. He'll be holding towards the car right now as G2 will send 4 players towards B. They've got smokes, they've got flashes, but 2 players ready and waiting, and Almeza has been fantastic at anchoring these bomb sites. He can be baited in from the door. You can see how that works out. Flit will just get the initial aggro, and then once they're looking at that position, that's when the mowdown can come in.
Almeza's actually first on the... Wow, that's a double. Yeah,
no
Flit
one's
gets
looking
it.
at him.
Nade arrives as well, and just like that, the meat grinder is warmed up. Flit finds 3.
It's kind of nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, that worked out perfectly.
That's a really cool setup. If you can make that work, because I get to see the door player every time. He's so deep on that boosted box, they can't actually see him until they fully commit and swing out. But they can't do that with the presence from the door itself. So that's a classic French play. A lot of French teams will go for that contact B play. They're very good at opening up this B bomb side, but this is a perfect counter. You can see they're all focusing towards Flit, but he's hitting everyone. Almeza gets the first as well, and they get 4 between the 2 of them. They can close it out here, Alex.
Double AWP T side. We've seen the French do this before on this very map. They've got some little tricks up their sleeve. So does Amanek. What is this? It's a flashbang party. They're both spraying. It's a complete mess. My goodness. 4 versus 4. Flit's low. But he knows there's another one there. Tries to get the nade on Lucky's dome. He does so. Shox in the meantime finds face crack towards the tons.
Oh, he's
going to assume because of the smoke. Great work. Lucky finds his double kill, and he's put them in prime position to take us to another one.
It's looking almost locked in now, Alex, but Jerry does find some wiggle room. He'll take down Lucky. There's a chance for another kill towards Noah. He gets it. They're right back in the round now. Jax and Kenny S with no map control. They're essentially in T-spawn at this stage. It's Jerry that finds 2 massive kills. We have 1 smoke and a Molotov remaining. Kenny S with the AWP. As Jax will be leading the charge here. They go together and just head towards the A side, it seems. But we've got now Exapower holding in towards CT spawn, watching for the B cross. It means he can be transitioning towards A if his teammate gets any aggro. It's going to be Jerry, who is holding towards short right now.
Yeah, he's not going to be giving any of that contact. He knows Kenny's still in play. He's not foolish enough to know that that AWP could clear any of those lines. For now, they sit vigilant. 30 seconds, a 2 versus 2. G2. It's all on Jax and Kenny in order to take us to another overtime, or will forZe take this map pick away from the French? Jax catches the head of Jerry. It's all on Exapower. He's been the hero, but an AWP 1 versus 2 retake is just so far from the realms of possibility, or is it? Hasn't made a peep. Could use this to escape through long. And Jax is a beast. We're going to overtime again.
Oh, respect to Jerry for those shots he delivers and even makes that 4-on-2 possible, but well played from G2. Bomb planted, and it never seemed like there were any doubts of them closing that one out. And we go to, is this quad overtime now?
This is our 4th?
Yes.
Whoa.
So I think they had quad overtime yesterday. I think we're going for, if we get quintuple overtime.
Yeah, quintuple overtime.
We think we'll break the record for this event. So, good stuff. We'll reset once more. GT remain on the T side, where I suppose you have the advantage of sorts, knowing how powerful that's been. If you get 3-0, no one's posted one yet, and that's when you can really start applying the pressure. Jack's the long spawn, and we're certainly going to take it as good as it gets. Jump over the wall, get the flashbang in, and see what can be done. Kenny S aware there could be a mid-peak here. Every now and then, XE Power does challenge towards T-spawn. Here are the flashes. Just trying to suggest it's a long take, but Jax doesn't detect any utility, but there's the incendiary. Now he gives himself a one-way with that smoke.
Should they choose to aggress, for now the aggression was all from Shox. Flit shut him down, a double peek. Wow, look at the call from forZe. They bring the fight to Lucky. He's overwhelmed. So now operating at a significant disadvantage. 2 players gone for G2. forZe comfortable. 5 still standing, the bomb in the grasp of Amanek as he starts to lean to his all too familiar location. It is the top of tons. He has Kenny alongside him this time. He's looking for a way in. Face crack. There's no way Kenny's looking at that one, and that's a perfect angle.
Yeah, really solid hold. That B bomb site, that's in the lock and key, it seems like. forZe, like if they're expecting a push toward that side of the map, G2 can't use their usual smokes or contact play toward that side of the map. They're getting absolutely eviscerated as soon as they made their commitment towards that side. Amanek with the Krieg and HE. And at this point, just a formality as to whether he saves a weapon or not. We'll find one. No real financial damage here with only one player going down. So there it is. It will be forZe taking early lead on the CT side. That is very significant considering what we saw in regulation.
Yeah.
If they can get 2 rounds here, that would be fantastic. But that's G2 up to this time. They have been presenting the double AWP setup in towards the T side.
It's a really interesting conversation because I remember now.
Kenny's got an AK, just to note that.
Yeah, you're right. No AWP. But
if he drops.
Maybe he'll, yeah, maybe they're just tossing around to keep the money level. Okay, cool. But yeah, G2, against other teams, they have been known to be able to do those contact B plays constantly. Yes. Not rewarded versus forZe. So praise to be levied towards the CTs holding it is, for now, XE and Face Crack. Jerry on mid. Lucky's considering it, just wants to try and find that first contact, albeit safely. This is, you can see this is the 4th overtime. I mean, this is teams trying to find a way in. Well, everything's been done already.
The strat book goes out the window at this point. You've seen everything. Your tendencies have been shown. You know what your opposition is up to. It's now down to the in-game leader, especially when the timeouts have all gone, just to really work out where the weaknesses would be, what their tendencies, what's worked out for them, what are they likely to present, what nades they do at the start of the round. Is that indicative as to what setup they're using? So here we go. Execution. 5 players towards short. A few flashes over. I think they'll just commit off this. Smoke down towards CT spawn. Jerry needs to be very careful from the utility here. 1 bullet and he's going down and he surely knows it. There it is.
That should be enough for them to at least get that bomb down. I'd say that Flit tries and fails. Kenny catches him on the goose swing. Sounds like a rather niche piece of equipment, doesn't it? A goose swing.
Yeah, you're right there. I've got weird images in my head now.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a duck sat on the swing.
Well, I mean, could have been a goose.
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't going in my head.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Saying it's necessarily the best.
No.
Imagination.
Power backing away after that shot. He was just hoping to try and take something away from G2. This is the MR310K, by the way. Said it once, we'll say it again, just to remind you, XE loses the AWP. This round's going the way of G2, keeping things level. These teams have really been inseparable.
They've still got 2 maps to go potentially as well.
Oh my god, I'm so interested to see if this kind of pace can be maintained, or if one just runs out of gas.
Wow, 50 rounds have been played now.
50 rounds of Dust2, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off day 3. And, you know, that's a whole lot of credit towards forZe. The way the desk framed it was, sure, G2 favorites, but forZe undoubtedly.
Yeah, capable.
Yeah, capable. Sean Gare's even predicting them to win it.
Yeah, you can see right now, like, you can see why he believes in them so much, because the talent they've got and the actual protocols they have as a team is actually really good. Like, this is a very strong Dust2 they have. Like, G2 really being tested here as we go for a faster play here from the French. They'll be making their way up towards short. Lucky and Kenny S gets them out of the steps here. Flits will be on the other side. Good grenade. Not too much damage, though. Lucky in a prime position to avoid it.
Flash doesn't catch XE. He's caught in limbo at this point in time. I think he's going to have enough time to Scarper. Yeah, we'll find safe haven on ramp. And here comes this T utility. It doesn't look like they're actually necessarily backing up on top of that. The 2 smokes, it is the one way if I'm not mistaken. Shox choosing to dive through and meets Flit in CT. He will be traded, but that is significant because now they know there's presence in mid. Jerry chooses to swing. That's a very audacious pick because now the bomb's been spotted. Jax is low as well, now loose. All on Amanek, the bomb unretrievable, but he has got a chance to make it a 1 versus 1. That's insane. Face crack caught and now a 1 versus 1. Exapower's got to hit the flick. He's hit so many, but the bomb's loose. What an awkward scenario for the two Counter-Strike players. And then Molotov will not let Amanek retrieve the bomb for now, but time's not too much of the essence for now.
So what's the play here from Amanek?
What's he up to?
So he's going for the long con. If he drops down spawn...
If he drops CT and shoots him in the bottom,
well,
that's ballsy.
If he drops, he'll make a sound. If he goes all the way around the ramp, he can do it silently, but we'll see what he's got in mind. He could just go for the drop down and insta-kill. I think that's what he's going for. Here we go.
Here we go. Exapower's back turn, and Amanek finds him 26. Lovely way to end the half of our 4th overtime here. Amanek has been somewhat of a hero for them, sure. I say bottom of the scoreboard, but take that with a bucket of salt. He has had some serious impact throughout regulation and overtime. That's a big one.
Oh, that kill as well. Beautiful stuff. And like I said, he had to get the insta-kill pretty much when he lands. Because you can see the sound cue. He turns around, but as long as he kills him in time, it's absolutely fine.
If that was a spray, X has got a chance.
Yep, absolutely. Had to be very methodical with that one. But it is 2-1 G2. 1 round for map point, but they go over to the CT side now. Still a chance for forZe to win this, so they get the 3-0.
I mean, need I remind you, in case you haven't heard the last couple of times we reminded you, it has been certainly T-sided throughout all of this. Both teams picking up 11 rounds on their T side, so forZe now back in the driving seat of their comfort zone.
Here we go then. An exhausting game for them. Every round is just so chaotic. And now we're in overtime. There's no respite of the ecos, anything to slow it down, or just sit and spawn and chat with your clocks out.
Every round.
Yeah, it's just balls to the wall every single round. And a double AWP setup, just a note from Kenny and Shox this time. They have been moving that secondary AWP around. Amanek's been using it as well. Like you said yesterday, Lucky was using it on a train. So very skilled matchup here. So much talent on the server right now. The scoreboard reflects it.
I do think FaceCrack might have one of the coolest names in Counter-Strike.
It is a good one, isn't it? There's a lot we could do with that.
Yeah. I thought World Edit got some points, but FaceCrack's certainly looking good too. Nice work from Jerry. Close quarters, but the flash is there, and actually Jax, he played anti-flash as he strayed through that smoke. He's rewarded for it. Shots on towards the site, Kenny's to be tested. Flames start to arrive. He has got a smoke to try and keep himself safe and sound. Perhaps he's got a gap. Nade towards the French AWPer. Molotov as well. Look at all of this, Nade. It's so much. There are still 90 seconds of play, by the way. This is all posturing and trying to puff up your chest.
They've tried to just convince G2 there's going to be an A hit here. Now comes the classic mid-push from forZe. We know how effective they can be at this, but not the same sort of smokes they usually use. It's a bit more on the fly at this point, and Shoxy finds a gap. Here he comes, Amanek stepping up here, looking for map point, remember. It's going to be a 5 versus 2. Exapower and FaceCrack. A rare miss as the AWPer surely gets taken down here. One bullet will do it. FaceCrack alone and down and out. It is going to be a fantastic start there for G2. My goodness gracious me, what chaos is being ensued on the server at this point.
Map point for G2. They were 5 rounds away from winning this map after the first half.
Yeah.
Now, somewhat 30 rounds later, 40 rounds later.
If they weren't warmed up before, Alex, at least that's out the way now.
Well, for sure.
You've played essentially 2 maps in the first. Homing it on 30 rounds.
Let's see if G2 can close this one out, or if forZe have got more in the tank. Exat's still not thrown off. He's going so fast! Head of Kenny's gone. AWPer gone. He's sitting in the flames. He will be traded. A little audacious, a little confident.
A bit greedy, I would say, at that point. Like, once you got that amazing opening kill, just sat in flames, is it worth going down for? Shoxy, he'll be taking it all day long. It's now a 4 versus 3.
It's such a crucial moment of the game to lose your AWPer in the flame.
Yeah, wasn't required.
Oh, Almeza had a chance to equalize there. Shox, he was caught, but only tagged for these troubles. Retreats towards B, a 2-2 split for the CT. They've got all the nades. If they wanted to do something from short, they could. They've got to try and force off these AWPers. There's 2 of them. Lucky trained on short.
Yeah, we said how strong Lucky's AWP can be, so don't discount him.
CT smoked for the drop. Bomb didn't be thrown out by Jerry. He doesn't want to show it just yet. And from CT, they look to aggress B. Almeza, he catches Amanek on that window there. Amanek's going to be screaming. G2, they are 3 frags away from winning Dust2. 30 seconds as they're committing towards A. Oh, lucky, he's missed one. Face Crack, so brave. He's just going to punch in the digits. He knows Jerry can hold it from short, and they've done it. Face Crack goes down for his troubles, gets the info. Lucky's low. So Almazer's still fragging, and in a big way. Jax finally shuts him down, and they've done it. It took so damn long. 52 rounds of play. They do it in the 53rd.
Great game. That set the tone, Alex, for the rest of the day. Both teams turning up in buckets and spades there. So many amazing shots and great moments there. I love the teamwork from forZe. They deserve to take that one in the overtime. They managed to come back from that deficit, right? Yeah. They were out of it after the first half. 11-4 once again. G2 winning the pistol in the second half allowed them to get to overtime. At this point, we go to 4 stages of it. We've seen so much Counter-Strike already, and there's still a map to come, potentially two more, as we move on to Inferno next. I'm struggling to work out who would be the MVP of that map. I have to say XE Power for me, like in the way he did in regulation in the second half especially, I thought that was fantastic. He really shut down Kenny and got them back into that game. But still, a sign of things to come for sure. And I feel like he's just going to get better and better as they go into their pick of Inferno, where they can have that really aggressive style.
God, yeah. I think my biggest takeaway from that is, yes, forZe. I mean, I actually put a tweet out before this major started. Don't sleep on forZe. And, well, they've proven it. They really have. Then we'll see what they can do in Inferno when we get back from our break, I think.
Yeah, let's do that now. Let's go rest our voices and the players can chill out after that epic affair on Dust2. We'll be back with Inferno very shortly.